are you guys today? Hi. So we're gonna make some fidgets today, and I'm gonna do two different kinds of fidgets. So the way that I make these fidgets, well, let me explain what I mean by a fidget. These ones are pretty cool because you just keep pulling out of the center and it just keeps going and keeps going. It's a Mobius strip. So it's just going to keep going. And there's two different kinds, two different ways to do this. One takes a little bit more yarn than the other. About twice as much yarn, actually. So these are two different ones. They function the same, look pretty similar, like little balls of, like little toy, basically, is what it is. The difference is that this one, I only turned the chains and then attached the chains together once, which gave me a double-sided kind of fidget. So it's doubled all the way around. And then this one, I turned it twice, and it gave me just a single. So like where I have my finger right here, this is the chains itself, and it only went around the chains once. So I think that's very interesting, that, you know, turning it once will give you two, and turning it twice will give you just the one. But either way, these are a fantastic toy to have. They're soft, so if the kid like drops it on the floor and you step on it, you're not going to hurt your foot. They keep a kid entertained for quite some time, and it's something to do with their hands, you know. But it's also doesn't make noise. It doesn't pop. It doesn't click. It's just a simple little fidget. You just keep pulling that out of the center, and it just keeps going. So we're going to make both kinds today. I'm going to show you guys how that works to get the two with the one twist and the one with the two twist. But we are going to start with the two twist. So we're just going to chain. And I totally did a magic circle. I've been so used to doing a magic circle lately. For a lot of amigurumis that I don't usually start off with just chains anymore. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to, and this is going to feel weird because you're always told to keep the chain straight, don't twist it. But in this case, we're going to twist it.
Tell me what to do.
We're going to twist it twice. So there's
twice.
1 and 2. So that when we come back to do the slip stitch in that first chain, it looks like a normal chain. So you're gonna just if we'd only twisted one, well, I guess it's technically twisting half or twisting all the way, because if we twisted half, you'd be going into the back of the chains, and in this case we're going into the front of the chain, so you're twisting twice. So we're gonna slip stitch there, and immediately just insert your hook back into that stitch and complete a single crochet and do another single crochet. So we're going to do 2 of those in each chain going around, and you're going to have to pay attention that you are looking at the V face of the chain and not the bumped back of the chain. So you are going to kind of turn the chain as you go, so that it will do the Mobius strip effect. But we're going to do 2 single crochets into each chain that we created. If the music is too loud, let me know. I did pick a different playlist today. I wanted something just a little bit more energetic. So, come on. One and two. And we're going to keep turning that chain. So what's going to happen is as you crochet and you keep turning that chain, you're going to have a twist in your single crochets. It's now going to come through the center, and that's what you want to see.
That's that Mobius stripping.
That's that Mobius stripping, yep. You're just going to keep doing 2 single crochets in each chain until you get back to the single crochet that you first started. So it looks like I have one more chain here. And then we're going to just slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet. So you can see already that you've got like this little twist down at the bottom. That is exactly what you want to see. Now you could like flatten that out and crochet it or sew it together and you've got like a little heart if you wanted. Kind of cute. But we're making fidgets. So what we're going to do is now we're going to do the alternate double crochet, or you can just chain 2 depending on what your preference is. I really like the alternate double crochet because I don't know, it makes it look that the first stitches look pretty clean. It makes it just makes that look more like a double crochet instead of a couple of chains. So anyways, now in that same stitch we're going to do another double crochet. So see how that looks like 2 double crochets? I like it. Anywho, we're going to do 2 double crochets in each single crochet from the previous round, going all the way around. And this is what will give us that ruffled effect. You don't have to do 2. You can do 1 and 2 if you want, so that you don't get as much of a ruffled effect. That is entirely up to you. I personally like the ruffled effect. Gives the fidget a nice kind of texture, but it is entirely up to you. This is a pretty chill pattern to adapt to whatever it is that you would prefer in your fidget. But I'm going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets in each of those single crochets from the previous row. And again, as you go around, you'll see that you're going to get to that twist, and you're just going to have to twist the project a little to get more of those single crochets out into your working space. You don't want to have to like cross behind, because if you do that, it won't function the way it's supposed to. So we're gonna keep crocheting 2 double crochets in each single crochet. Go. So I've turned it around, I've twisted it, and now I have, this is the beginning of those double crochets already on the working side.
Now it's time to make the strip fat.
Basically, yeah.
Give it large tracts of land.
Anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Alright, we are getting to the end of this second row here. Right, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that alternate double crochet. And so you can see we've got this whole ruffled thing going on. That's because of all of those increased stitches going around. We're going to do one more round of double crochets. And for like this one, I did 2 double crochets into the top of each of the previous double crochets. So double the stitches again to give it that more ruffled look. This time I think I'm just going to do 1 and see what that looks like. So alternate double crochet. And then, yeah, we're just going to do 1 in each and see how that looks. That is the fun thing about this project. You can pretty much crochet it how you like. You can do however many chains you want to start with. The only real rules are turning the chain before you connect the chain. So in order to get the Mobius strip effect, you could do 1 single crochet in each chain after that. I did 2 on this one and then doubled the next row as well. there's just a lot of freedom for creativity and seeing what
Double
happens.
it and put it on the next row.
Huh?
Double it and give it to the next row.
Ah, well, yeah. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is decreases. I don't think that that would work out very well. Might make the project look a little squished. But I don't know, I guess it kind of looks squished when you've got more stitch. I don't know. I've never done a decrease on it, so I don't know. I don't know how that would turn out. Okay. And one more. And then I'm just gonna slip stitch into the top of that alternate double crochet and do a chain. I'm going to cut that so that we can sew in this tail. So very quick, simple pattern for sure. Just hide the tail in the work. Right. Trim this a little bit off. So you can see this one is not quite as bulky because I didn't do a double or increased double crochets on that third row, but it still functions how we want it to. You still pull it through and fidget. Yeah. So there's another. I'm going to do one in this really. Actually, I want to show you how to do the double one, but I want to save this yarn, the rest of this yarn, for something else. So move that over there. We're going to do this maroon yarn. So let's start off with a chain of, let's see, I did 12. Let's do 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the trick with this one is you're only going to turn it over by half. We're going to be working into the back of all of the chains. So instead of those pretty V's that you usually would look at, you're going to be looking at all of the bumps. But we are going to go into the top of the chain. Oh, that's supposed to be a slip stitch. And then you're going to insert your hook back into that chain, do a single crochet, and once again I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each chain, going all the way around. So and again, we're working into the back of the chains, so your work is going to twist a couple of times with this, because what's going to happen, what we've done is we've lined up our working yarn, our working side of the chains opposite one another, and so what's going to happen is we're going to crochet along this side and keep going along that side. Well, that side then connects with the other side of this chain, and so we're going to be going around this chain circle twice. So let's just keep going. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each chain. We're working in the back of the chains currently. Still just doing that top loop of the chain. Actually, I think for this one, we're going to do one single crochet in each. So we're going to have a lot. So we're going to do 1. And I'll show you that it's a little less bulky. So 1 single crochet in each chain going around. Just make sure that you are turning that chain, working. Thank you for getting first. Working in the top loop as you go around. And it is going to twist a little as you go. That is what you want to happen. So still in the back portion of the chains. So you see what's happening now. We're working into those back portions, and then we get to here, and this is already flipped and in line with what we're working with to be on the other side of those single crochets. And so when we get to that point, you're still going to do single crochets into each of the chains opposite the single crochets that you did previously. So here we are. We've got 1 more chain. And then we are at where it is pointing us, the guidance of the yarn is pointing us straight toward that first chain with that first single crochet. So you're just going to keep doing one single crochet in each chain. That's just going to be opposite those original single crochets. So you've got, this is the very beginning right here of when we started doing the single crochets, and now we're just crocheting on the back, but it's still all one round, still all one row, if you will. So, but we're gonna keep going. Some coffee. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this little piece of this tail off so that it's out of the way. And so you see, as we've twisted, we are now back to where we had started those single crochets. And it's made a big ring, kind of a double ring. Alright, now we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. So we've got this double ring going on here, and it does just that little twist right there. That's what we want. That's what we're creating. So we've got our nice little Mobius strip going on here. Alright, I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to do double crochet and then increase double crochet. So let's start off with the alternate double crochet. So an alternate double crochet, for those who may not know, to get to the next round, you're just going to insert your hook into that single crochet, yarn over, pull a loop through, yarn over, and pull a loop through, just like a regular single crochet. Then what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into that back, or that leftmost front leg of the stitch, and you're going to yarn over, pull a loop through, yarn over, and pull a loop through. And that is an alternate double crochet. I really like alternate double crochets. Discovered them via a cardigan pattern, and it's probably one of my favorite things that I have learned in most recently. It just makes the beginning of a row look so much more clean. Okay, so I'm going to do double crochet in that same stitch as the alternate double crochet, and then a singular double crochet, and then an increase. You can do single crochets, you can do treble crochets. This is a really, just free pattern to be creative, and just go with it. So, but this one I'm doing increase and 1, so for this row. And what's going to happen is, like just with those, just like with the single crochets of the previous row, we're going to get to a point where we'll be crocheting kind of opposite where the previous, or the double crochets we're doing now. We will eventually go around the circle again, and then we'll be crocheting into these single crochets. So we're going to crochet in all of the single crochets. You're not going to miss one. Because that's just, that's how the physics of this particular thing works.
goes, friend? Duh. It's going all right.
Okay.
A little bit groggy from a nap with the wife a minute ago, but working on coffee for that. We were hanging on the couch and I was just like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and she decided she was gonna do the same.
Alright, so now we are working into the single crochets that are opposite the double crochets we've already worked. And this is going to give us that kind of double-sided effect. And it can feel a little awkward, a little bulky kind of, but as long as you are working in that very next stitch, it's just going to keep going around.
That's really cool. I really hope it makes a big enough difference. I mean, logically, it should, but no.
Coffee.
Kind of, but no. I've had a Java update sitting on my computer for a couple of days. Let's see if it requires a computer restart. Oh man, you feel like working on anything before Tumult shows up? I have literally nothing in mind. Mostly because I'm still like half asleep. Come on, I gotta get this overshirt off. I'm starting to get a little hot.
Okay, we've made it back to that first alternate double crochet. We're going to slip stitch into there, and so you'll see we've got the double helix going on. What you can do is kind of fold that over on itself.
What are you doing for your Halloween stream?
So there you go. All right, let's do our alternate double crochet.
Yeah.
And then now I'm gonna
do. What games you played?
I'm gonna do an increase in each one.
Though. That was cool. God, to think you've done that twice now. This will be the third time. You carved into what? I don't recall that. And I was thinking you were meaning that you set it up on like a bench in front of the camera and like just took a swing at it. Legit. How did that go? Because I'm assuming that the factory edge on those wasn't great. Good enough for pumpkin. Pumpkin is soft and fleshy. That's funny. Oh, excuse me.
Well, hello, Elegance. How are you?
Maybe choking my coffee a little bit there.
I'm sorry I didn't see your hello till just now. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Kind of zoned into what I was doing. Vibing with the music. I gotta say, vibin is probably one of my favorite things to come from Gen Z. One of my favorite terms.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
thank you. Yeah. I decided to change up the music today, do something a little more upbeat. Because I've been like really tired all week. It's been a very busy week at work. New developments, and
So,
then my coworker was out, so I ended up doing everything that she and I both would do. So I was really tired.
considering the age, you
So I
said
decided
maybe-
today, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look
But
up
it's
some stream
impressive.
music for something a little more upbeat. So I found this, what is it?
How many people work on
Stream
that?
safe
Like the actual
trance
call.
techno, and I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. So just kind of vibing along with that. But we are making fidget toys today, and I will gladly explain how to do that if you like.
Excuse me.
Sounds like a lot. It was.
Oh,
It was
so-
so worth it. I mean, I
There's
absolutely
there's
love my
another
job. I
bit of
really
an
do.
LTT scandal going
I
on
think
right
that
now.
even if I were to win the lottery, which I don't play, so I
Yeah,
can't
they-
win it,
they didn't even
um,
really do
I'd
anything
probably
wrong,
still
but
do
they
the
got
job that I
called
do.
out for calling somebody else out. They do
Okay.
every couple of years.
Sorry,
they do
need to
something
readjust.
like
There we go.
Shopper.
Ah,
They have
much
one of
better.
their workers who is
Um,
not a computer person.
But yeah,
She's an
absolutely love my
admin.
job, which I know most people can't
She
say.
goes and contacts a
So,
bunch of the board partners
but
that make
yeah,
different
definitely worth
rebates.
it. We have a piece of
And as somebody
instrumentation
who
that I've
doesn't
been
know
working
much
on the
about
validation
computers
for
tries to
for
order
the
a
last
computer
2
from
years, and we finally
them. And
finished the
they
validation.
score
Yay!
different
And I was
manufacturers
able
based
to
on
actually start running
how
that
often
particular
they
piece of
push
instrumentation
warranties
for
or
real
whatnot.
this week.
After
So that was
customer says no,
exciting. It was
they
so
report on
exciting.
how often
It's a
the
huge development thing
manufacturer
for us,
overshoots
and I am so stoked about it.
stated budget.
So,
Because it happens for all of them. They almost all of them, they
but
overshoot
anyways,
stated
I hope
budget,
you are
and they
having a
have to get reback
fantastic
for the
Friday.
budget
Yes,
that's
thank you.
already stated.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's been a long time
General
coming.
customer service,
Um,
like the general
But yeah, how are
customer
you? Are
service
you
experience.
doing well?
And then they do a next episode a week or two later. All of this happens. All of these happens and get recorded and then released well after all of the results are in. That way, they don't release a video and all of a sudden the companies know, oh, we're going to be getting a customer service call from these people. No, like they do all of this stuff behind the scenes, record the video, set it up, and then release the videos.
So this is
So
what we're doing today. We're making
next video,
fidgets.
they go into, they get to where they get the
And
computers,
it's just
when they
a
grade them,
quiet
how
fidget
often
that
the
you can
computers
just
get
keep
there,
pulling
with acknowledgement
out
of
of the
where
center,
computer was shipped from.
and gives you something to play with,
And they grade
something you
them
don't have to
on
think too much about, and it
the
just keeps
packaging
going
quality,
because it's a
the
Mobius
about-
strip.
the, packaging quality,
But this
and the
is there's
condition
two
of the
different
computer
kinds,
was.
two different ways to do it. There's this
And that-
single kind of
thing
way
is they
where
go
it's
on,
just
like,
got
how
the
the bill is
one,
itemized.
like this is the center chain here, and it's
Is
just
there
got the
anything
one
deceptive
that built
going
off
on in the
it,
items on the bill?
I guess flap.
Have you heard of Starfall?
And then there's the double that's it's got two that comes off of the center chain. So this is a little thicker, but just as fun to play with, because you just keep pulling out of the center and it just keeps going. And you can do this with textured yarn, which I have been doing. I've got some textured yarn I'm going to work with today. Like this one is some pretty funky textured yarn that I'm going to do. A couple of fidgets in, and then I have like this almost kind of wool-like yarn. It's really, it's got a fun texture. It's soft and kind of fuzzy. So I'm gonna do some fidgets in it as well. Really popular with the kids because it's a toy, but also really popular with the parents because it doesn't make noise. And if the kid leaves it on the floor, you accidentally step on it, or if an adult, like this is a really good fidget for adult too. I've given Jaster a couple because he needs something to do with his hands all the time. Because he fidgets. It's what he does, that's life for some people. So it gives him something to do. But if you accidentally step on it, it's not gonna hurt your feet because it's just yarn. So I actually had I made a bunch in the last craft show I did last year, which I'm doing again this year. I'm doing it next month, so I'm excited about that. I'm trying to get ready for that. So what's all the coffees over here are for that, and then I have a whole bunch of these fidgets, like a whole bag kind. So but anyways, there was a family last year who really loved the idea of these fidgets because they are quiet and it gives their kids something to do. They had 6 children that they homeschool, and so they decided to get each kid one of these fidgets so that they could have them during their story time every day. So it gives them something to play with while they're listening to story, so that they aren't making noise. So yeah. Sorry, that was a lot. Okay. Know how much those big improvements. Yeah, happy Friday. I'm glad to have a weekend. Yes, me too. Kind of treated like a stress toy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right? I love, because it kind of brings science and crafting together, which makes me really happy. Because it's a Mobius strip. It's bringing that physics to life, which is really cool. Like, you could do the same thing with paper. Do I have just a strip of paper that I don't mind?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll do this. My paper scissors. I'm just going to cut off the strip here. My little doodle of a bird. Okay, so with the strip of paper, all you would do is twist it once.
Did a reaction video, and then they did a response video to the reaction video.
And then you're gonna like tape.
So as a guy that watches a bunch of LTT stuff, absolutely.
Let's see.
Linus,
okay, so usually you could tape it together and make a ring. I need a bigger piece of paper, honestly. But this time what you want to do is twist one side, and then tape that together so that it has that twist. And then what happens is that this end lines up with the opposite end, and then if you keep going around, it comes around and lines up with the end that you started with. So that is what I'm doing with crochet. So it's a really cool little physics thing, and if you knew that, I'm so sorry that if I just totally mansplained that. I love it when they come together. When science and crafting can come together like that, it's great. But that is essentially what we're doing here. So yeah. Anyway. So cool. Okay, thank you. And yeah, I have been busy. I actually made I can make these in my spare time because they're a really chill craft to do. So totally get what you mean about keeping kids entertained, especially the yarn is just perfect harmless material. Thank you. Yes, I love it. I want to say I saw somebody on TikTok that had done this, and I don't know if they had done it by accident or what, but they explained how to do it, and I was like, that is just, it's so beautifully simple, and it has so much option for diversity and to play around with the pattern. You can make it more flat, you can make it more ruffled. I mean, there's so much that you can do with it, and I think that is just cool. So
I've been watching since the very beginning, and yeah.
And I think what's even more neat is when you do the chain. So you have to turn the chain in order for you to get the Mobius strip thing, just like I did with the piece of paper. And if you turn it to where the back and the front
Not to
meet,
mention his own.
then
not to
you
mention
get
what he
this
pays himself
double
and his wife.
effect, which is what I'm
And
doing right now,
now,
where
His former boss,
it's
now
got
CEO of his company.
work on both sides of that initial
And
chain, and then
judging
if you
by
do it,
what he's
if you
covered before
turn
on
it
his opinions
twice,
on
or like
children in videos,
I guess a
his
full
kids probably
360,
make himself.
then you get just that one side worked, but you still get the Mobius strip effect. I think that is so cool. So, hey Tay, hydrate. I'm gonna hydrate with some coffee because it's been a long week. I do have my water, so when I run out of coffee, I have my water. It's okay. Thank you for redeeming that. And hello, how are you today, Tay? It's good to see you. I hope that your week got better. I know it's been a heck of a week for myself. A good week, but a lot. So tired. I'm so sorry. I feel that though. I am tired as well. That's why I have coffee, and that's why we are listening to like techno trance music so that it's a little more upbeat and keeps me a little more awake.
Exactly. He's much smaller.
But Phillies?
Jay-Z's based out of
Oh, how are they doing? Are they doing all right?
But they do far more consumer end stuff.
Oh, I had the best thing happen
He doesn't do
today
Phillies
with a
in
boomer.
minus
It made me
14.
so happy.
But for a while there, he was
They
doing
lost
an
1-2
overclock
games before that.
competition
Oh, okay.
with the group, with
The
EVGA.
series is best of 7. Oh, okay. So they still
The
are
guys
doing
that always
well.
get the world records for overclocks, and he was doing a bunch of collabs with them, and he's really good at just teaching.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys a story today. Just a really short story that it made me really happy because it was really cute. Losing right now though. Oh no. Well, it's just the third, so and it's just one. They got a good chance to come back. But it could be good for me. Okay.
Here's something. I'm gonna share this with you.
Okay, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that alternate double crochet here. And that was my second row. So slip stitch, and now I'm gonna give myself a good little bit of a tail. Pull that all the way through.
It gets it better than a lot of other games, but it's wrong. It is fundamentally wrong.
Because won tickets to Game 7 of the series. Nice! And the Phillies would have to lose 2 more and win 1 more. Be 3-3. Okay. Alright, let's see. So we're going to go into this stitch and then back into that one. And we're going to work into this double crochet to hide this tail. Okay, so story with the boomer. This was pretty funny today. So we have to do safety audits at our work, and I am the safety audit team lead for the laboratory. And so if somebody, and we assign people the audits, they have to be done every month, and they get paired. So it's 2 people that have to do the audits. Well, this person, their partner, is no longer with the company. They retired before they could finish their second audit, and so I offered to do the audit with the guy. And he was like, that would be great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And that's part of my job as a person on the audit team. So, but anyways, I go around with the guy, and we're chatting. We're having a good time. Checking the safety. We're finding a couple of things that need to be updated. Just minor things like cleanliness kind of things, which is great. I mean, honestly, if that's the only thing that you're catching, that's a good thing. We don't want anybody to get hurt. That's the point of the safety audits. So, but I'm about to head out and head back to my lab, and he's going to head to his. And he goes, all right, catch you later, brother. And I'm like, he just called me brother. And I loved it, because I was like, that's just like a millennial being like, see you later, dude. You know? So I loved that this boomer was just like, see you later, brother. And I'm like, I am brother to the boomer. This is cool. It made me so ridiculously happy. Like, I was headed back to my lab and was like, he called me brother. That was pretty cool. And I got into my lab and my boss is right there and he's like, what's up? And I tell him the story and he goes, okay, that's pretty awesome. I'm like, I know. It's the same as being called dude or bro. It's just, you know, it's boomer for dude and bro. But it made me so happy. I was like, this is awesome. Alright. Anyways, alright, so here's another one of our, here's another fidget. This is the double fidget. And it is a little more flat because of the way that I did crochet it, which I kind of like, actually. I may do more of the flat fidgets going forward here. So, let's see. I did one single crochet in each chain, and then I did double crochet, one double crochet and an increase going around in the third row, or the second row, and then 2 double crochets in each one for the third row to give us this more flattened look. But yeah, we're just you just keep pulling, and eventually here. Let me grab. I'm gonna put a stitch marker here so that you can see how this works. So I put the stitch marker there, and we're just gonna keep pulling, and you can see where the stitch marker is.
Because I've obviously been thinking about it a little bit. It's like, okay, you guys went through, you did a bunch of settings, and
we just keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling, and eventually the stitch marker comes back out to the top. So that is how those work, which I think is pretty cool. And so that one takes twice as long to get around as this one would. So let's get back that stitch marker, and we'll put it on this stitch here, and keep pulling.
Oh no, I'm actually looking
here. And there it is. It's back already. So, pretty cool, I think. I don't know. To me. Alright, anyways, there we go. Let's see what's going on. I'm so sorry I missed some. So, and be terribly upset if the Phillies lost again tonight. Yeah, that would be a suspenseful game. Absolutely. Would be amazing. Be a home game for the Phillies too, and whoever wins goes to the World Series. That is fantastic. Oh, frame change. Okay, love that. Guy called me Broski one time. I love Broski. It's so fun. All right. Oop. Didn't realize my coffees were falling over.
How many wires are in it?
Why are you falling?
4.
Okay. So let's do this frame change. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6.
So, okay.
And 5. All right. As always, 1, 2, 3, 4.
My brain, when you said 54, went to, there are a couple of things that can't do that. Just like.
And 6.
Don't.
So, purple glitter.
Oh, if there was a kink causing that issue, it
like that one.
Working.
There we go.
Yeah, because at that point there would be broken copper, and it just wouldn't be working.
I'm digging this music today. I really needed this. Something a little more upbeat. It's nice. I'm gonna turn that on, actually. There we go. Okay. Sorry. So now I'm...
Anything
I know, right? I love these frames. And right now they have their Halloween ones out, and I'm too broke to get any of them. And they're so cool. They have like 30 Halloween frames this year, and I think that is so cool, and I want them all. They're very cool. Okay, so now we're going to work with this really funky yarn. I actually really like how the fidgets come out with this one. I only have the one. I did learn, well, actually I have two. I gave one to Jaster because he liked the texture of it. But this one is one of the double ones, and I like it. I just feel like it's really, really bulky. So, and this is all of the rest of the yarn that I have of this. So what I'm probably going to do is just do a single round one, but it's got such a really cool texture. It's a lot of fun because it's super soft. So yeah, but this was a double, and it's a lot for this particular yarn. So I think I am just gonna do a single with what I have left. So, all right. Well, something's got Jaster giggly over.
I've actually been thinking about
So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3.
I've actually been thinking about contacting my buddy.
4, 5,
my buddy
6, 7.
Just Maze is streaming. What is his display name?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. I've been thinking
13,
about contacting my
14,
buddy McCluskey,
and 15.
the guy that ran that server for us.
Okay. And so for this one,
no, but that's the only screen name I can
guess
find
what tomorrow
for
is? It is
I don't
October
wanna say his name
21st,
out
which
loud.
means 10 days to Halloween.
No, while Maze is
It's not your birthday, is it?
He's the guy that ran
I don't know. What is tomorrow?
He's the guy that hosted those
Saturday.
centralized servers for us.
Alright,
I've been thinking
so we're
about
going to twist
contacting
this
him and seeing if he would set
once
one up
and
just
twice, so that we're
off to the
working
side for Valheim,
into the
for us
front
to play,
again.
if he still has those. Honestly,
I think it's just so interesting that if you twist it the half, you get 2, and if you twist it a full, like 2 halves,
he transplanted all
you
of
get
that over to an
1.
in-house server box.
Okay.
It was shortly after you stopped streaming Valheim. And
So
I
I
learned
do
a little while after, it's like, oh no, we still have all that running.
single
It's just,
crochets
I just run it at home now.
in each of these.
Because
Yeah.
I've been wanting to.
This is such a funky
check out some
yarn.
of the new
It's almost
update
hard to
stuff and
see.
play Valheim again.
Sorry. Oh, right! Homecoming! Yeah! I'm so sorry I forgot about that. Oh, you've got to be excited. Yes. Oh, yay! I forgot, what color did you go with? Was it like a sagey green? Is that right?
I remember the time Yeet dropped in on the one on your computer.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Is that Yeet? And you're like,
Yay!
yes, it is. I don't remember that. I just remember
Okay.
running off and killing trolls with him.
I'm gonna do a single crochet in each one of these chains. This
Oh,
yarn
actually, I do
is
remember that.
so weird to
It
work
just
with.
scales down.
It's just so weird. It's got such a strange texture. It's bumpy but it makes for a really cool fidget, honestly.
That's actually one thing. So, in Valheim specifically,
Really like
I
this
would
dress. I don't say that about dress
absolutely
all. I
do it
totally
with,
understand that. I am not a huge
quality of
dress
life building
person,
mods.
but there are absolutely
increase the
a
amount of
couple
wood
of
you
dresses
get,
where I'm
increase
like,
the
you
amount
know
of
what?
stone
I
you
just
get, and
absolutely
reduce
love
it.
this dress. I feel nice in this dress. Makes me feel
Because all
good.
you use it for is building.
Fits
And the
nice,
fact
kind
that
of
it's difficult
thing.
to get means you have to
Totally,
strip
absolutely
mine
get
a
that.
huge
Everybody's
area
got
that
that
just
dress,
spent
and that's good that you found yours.
So long carting materials back and forth. just to get this. And we've
Right.
done that 4 times.
I am much more of a jeans and t-shirt kind of gal myself. But yeah, every now and then there's like, you know what, I want to look nice. I'm gonna wear my favorite dress. So.
Yeah, like, I was like, just a lot, yeah.
It doesn't happen very often. But I am so glad that you were excited. I can't wait to hear all about it.
That's a good one. Like, increase the stack size, but keep the same weight relative per stack. Yeah, that's what you're saying. It's like that covers most of what I just said. Save, making actual stone deposits drop more stuff. No, not the copper deposits or the iron deposits.
Alright, we're going into the top of the single crochet, slip stitching, and we're going to do, I'm just going to chain 2, because with this yarn, doing the alternate double crochet does not matter.
It's the longest because
Alright, so we're going to do 1 and an increase, going all the way around.
And it's a part you're supposed to be able to do with that copper midget. It takes so much copper to huge. And most of them touch the bedrock. I know.
This yarn is so funky. Okay.
Copper can be times 5, or just introduce a fucking vendor.
There we go.
You see, swamp iron.
I can't type. No. No.
Okay, no.
Get your hair done too. Yeah, absolutely.
Fast because we had 4 people working on it at a time.
Yeah.
So just spent hours doing nothing.
That'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to get pampered like that.
I think I know what you mean by that, but explain.
I want to go back to green with my hair so bad. I loved the green. Getting my hair done. I actually really like getting my hair done because it's nice. I don't know. I like getting my hair washed. There's something very relaxing about that.
You just open a chest. I get you. Okay. So.
Oh, nice. I bet that'll be very pretty.
Well, here's one. Here's something that would alleviate that. Just reduce the cost.
Okay.
Of upgrading stuff. And crafting. Really? You think? Well, I mean, if we're talking about pre-made mods, I'm just thinking which ones would make more sense. Like, you increase.
There is that too. Absolutely. But there's just something so relaxing about going and getting your hair done. It is nice.
If you were the one implementing this,
we'll have an absolute blast if we're getting all dressed up tomorrow and then going to the dance. That's going to be so fun.
Having to carry less materials to get the same result is more efficient than getting more materials to carry.
I miss being able to go to things like that. I don't really have a lot of those things for adults, at least not like that. I do dress up and I go to my history things, but
so we're just I've been thinking about contacting my friend that ran that server for us. See if I can maybe get him to start up another server for us to use. Because I've been wanting to play a little bit of Valheim because there's been stuff that's come out, but I don't want to play it alone.
Sorry, I'm really digging this.
That works too.
I think I only went to the salon once. My mom wanted to get our nails done before our first trip to Cuba. Nice. I actually have a hairdresser that I go to get my hair dyed. I haven't been able to go in a while. And I definitely miss having my mermaid hair. Like, I have
Well, part
had
of that conversation
green and
also
purple,
evolved
blue, and
into
I've had a
like
combination of
discussing
those
the various
three.
qualities
And
of
I
my
really, really
prompts and
loved
like
doing that. And
ways
I
to
loved the
look
green.
to
I
implement
thought
to
the green
make
looked
certain
really
things
cool.
not so
So
tedious.
I kind of miss it. Got manicures and pedicures. Enjoyed the French nails. Nice.
Make more
I
things
know.
drop and
The
make the
foot
stacks
bath.
bigger.
Yes. Oh. Well, just, go in with positivity and just be determined to have fun, because that is what those events are all about, just to have a good time.
we we
I'm
both
sorry things are still
agree just
tumultuous with all
on
of
its
that,
ass. It's like it's ridiculous.
and I
It's
hope
so
it gets better
bad.
soon. High school is hard.
It was great when you pointed out that we could, because like I knew how to get core
As
wood
a boyfriend, she'll be with him the whole
before the
time,
copper
kind of.
cleanse.
I actually
And
was
then
the
you
third wheel for
were
prom.
like, hey, you can use the
And I
burning
still
the
had an
paper
absolute
to get
blast because
iron
I was
out of the
hanging out
wood.
with my friends. I was one of, I think I
Oh
was the
man.
only one that didn't have a date in my group
Oh,
of friends, and there was like
welcome.
9 of us.
How did raid go this week? Actually,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was
like
the only one who
ICC,
didn't have a
if you're
date.
gonna say ICC, man.
But I mean, like, we all went to, they didn't make me feel bad about it. Like, we all just went together. We all went to a Mexican restaurant beforehand. Probably not the brightest idea,
So
but
it was
we
a
were
pretty
all
long raid.
poor Air Force brats, so that's where we went to get Mexican food. And then we met up with one of our friends closer to the dance place, where we were having prom, and her
Nothing?
uncle uh, works for a funeral worked for a funeral company, and so he had access to a limo. And so we all piled into
Only
this
thing I
little
actually
limo
remember is the sick
and
feeling
went
of
like
my survival
3
left.
blocks and showed up to prom in this limo. Which, now that I
Yeah,
think
for the
about it, it's
trash
kind of
reporter.
sad, but it was fun. Like, we all piled in the
I
limo
told you guys before,
and
we did
then
that
got
for
to the
one time.
dance. We were only
And my
at
laptop
prom
was
for like an hour.
And I got
Because we had
back,
all
and
planned
I had done so much
to,
damage in
like,
the time
we didn't even
from
stay for the
getting
crowning
full
of the
my
king and queen
laptop
because none of
crashing
us cared.
that I was still
Because we
top
knew
of the
we
damage
were all the
thumb
nerds.
MTTS
We weren't going to get it.
charts.
So it didn't matter to us. So we didn't
It
stay
was-
for that part.
That's
We,
why my laptop crashed.
we
It
hung out,
like,
we
you could barely
danced,
run
we
around.
had some of the
And then
food,
I
had
to
some of
do all
the
that
punch.
math. It was like,
Nobody
ugh.
spiked the punch, at least not while we were there. I don't know if anybody did when we left.
Not math with the numbers,
But
all the
we
math
had
just
already
was, like,
decided
not
that
straight.
we wanted to go cosmic bowling in our
Numbers
prom
all on
dresses
server
and
side, I know.
suits. So we hung out at prom for like an hour, hour and a half, and then walked the block over to the bowling alley, all decked out in our prom gear. Went and bowled for like 2 hours. And it was an absolute blast, like bowling in our prom dresses and such. We had more fun bowling than we did at the actual prom. And then after that, bowling was done at 1 a.m. We all got into our individual cars and went over to my house where my mom had set up post-prom poker for all of us, and we played poker. She had music going for us and snacks, and for like 2 more hours in our prom gear, we're playing poker in my living room. We had so much fun, and I didn't have a date, and I didn't feel bad at all the entire time. I was with people that I trusted and cared about, and so they didn't make me feel bad being there with them. I was determined to be positive, and I had an absolute blast. So go in there with your friend and their boyfriend, and don't feel like you're the third wheel. Just go in and have fun. Know that, yeah, they're gonna go and dance, and it's gonna be okay. Go grab punch
That's
while
what
they're
I'm
dancing,
thinking.
you know?
Like,
And
the
most
bullshit
dances turn into
basically
a big
giving them
group
an
dance
email.
thing anyway.
And
It's not
just
like
the
you're
general-
even dancing with
the
partners unless it's
general
a slow
aura
dance
of the person
anymore.
interviewing is like, yeah,
So
they
just
don't
go,
want-
have
they don't
fun,
want people who
be
are
positive about it,
self-sufficient
just
to
think
think
of the
they will
atmosphere
kill
and
sexes, yeah.
solidify all those memories for yourself. That way, when you're old and senile and you're talking to your grandkids, you'd be like, I did this in my day, and your music today sucks, but if you heard my, that kind of thing. So, yeah, anyway. That's my prom experience, and I know that you're going to homecoming, which is a little different for sure. But yeah, just go in with positive attitude and have fun.
We're only watching one.
But if you heard Taylor
And it was
Swift,
yours
that would absolutely be you at an old age for sure.
It is good. It is good.
And see, here I am going, girl, you need to listen to some Hanson. You need to listen to some Backstreet Boys. Don't even get me started on 98 Degrees and Def Leppard, alright? Not that those two bands could really be in the same category. Def Leppard's way better than 98
yeah.
Degrees. But anyway, I digress.
Don't get his way. He's in the zone. I was scrolling. Speaking in the zone, I was scrolling shorts.
So that whole
today,
prom king queen
and,
thing
obviously
is
there have
real
been
in
a
the
lot
US?
of
Yeah, it
trick
is.
ones popping up recently.
It is. And
one
it's
that
a
is
it's a
just
straight up
on-
popularity contest.
What's the races? The thing
I don't remember who was crowned king. But I remember the girl who got queen, and she, she was a cop's daughter. And so there's a thing about a cop's daughter or child at all, or a preacher's kid. There's a whole thing about it. Just thought it was a dumb movie plot. Nope. Nope, it's a legit thing, and people get really weird over it. But yeah, there's things about like a cop's kid, a police officer's kid, or a preacher's kid. They can go one of two ways. They're either super follow the rules, follow the book, really into being, a good kid, or they rebel. And they're just little hellions, to say the least. So the queen was a cop's kid. And she was the latter of those two descriptions. She was such a rebel. So I didn't get along with her because I was always like, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm still very much, even at 35, like, oh no, authority figure, don't get in trouble. Don't see me. I am not here.
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation. So I didn't really hang out with her very much. I think we had one project in a science class or something together at one point. But other than that, I didn't really know her all that well. And I honestly don't even remember. I don't remember her name. I remember her face. That's sad, I guess, isn't it? But it has been
extremely positive connotations with it. But
almost 18 years since I graduated high school. So... yeah, I don't remember her name, and I have absolutely no idea who the king was. Like, I can't even remember his face. It didn't matter to me. I was just there to hang out and have fun with my friends. But yeah, king and queen, absolutely a thing in the U.S. For prom. It's one big popularity contest, and that particular girl was popular. So, anyway. It sounds like a movie plot, but yeah. It's often how popularity turns out 18 years later. Exactly. Exactly. I think I actually heard something a few years after high school. I really think that she ended up going to jail for something. I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure, but she was not... She was very rebellious. We'll just go with that. She was a very rebellious person, and thought also that she was safe because she had a police officer dad. But it was a whole thing.
Love,
There's people who win who don't deserve to win. That's true.
click your camera off for a second.
I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Jaster doesn't want to be on camera, but he wanted to give me a kiss, so he's a mess. I love him. He's got his sweet moments.
I'll sprinkle sugar on my ass and give you a sugar kiss.
That's disgusting, dear. He's also got his very weird moments. Hydrate. Yes, ma'am. Coffee. Gosh, I haven't thought about prom in a long time. Thanks for that flood of memories, Jay.
Thought about who?
Prom.
Prom?
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 Prom.
Yeah.
Like
Pom-pom.
the dance.
Oh, I never went to those.
Yeah, I know you didn't go to prom. But anyways. Now, my friend group, we were the nerds. We had Star Wars parties. The very first Star Wars party was actually at my house. And then we went to the next one was at another friend's house where they had gotten a bunch of PVC pipe and we made lightsabers, painted them and everything out of the PVC pipe. We were nerds. We're still nerds, and I'm totally okay with that.
Proceed.
At this point, as an elder millennial, I was a nerd before it was cool. But anyways, to go back to where we were, absolutely have fun tomorrow, Tay. I really hope you have a lot of fun. Take in the atmosphere, you know. I like to take in those moments by like just pausing and looking around, you know, remembering what the lights looked like as they shined off of the ceiling and, you know, what the music felt like. And I don't know. I get sentimental over things, so I'm weird about stuff. But just have fun and dance your little legs off. And if somebody asks you to dance, I mean, as long as they're an okay person, you know? I don't think I actually danced with a guy at my prom. I did at the military ball. I actually had a date for military ball. So, I think the theme is 80s for the dance. Nice. Oh, such good music. So, Elliot, I don't think I realized that you were not in the US. Where, if I may, where are you? What
Don't ask your viewers where they live.
No,
that is intrusive.
I'm not asking like what's your address, like country. If you do not wish to answer, that is fine. I apologize. Jaster's giving me crap. Dude, I will. That's not how you spell that word. I'm going to put you on a shelf and stalk you. No. I love you, dear. Don't. Sorry. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize that. They don't have prom king and queen in Canada? Huh. I didn't know that. What? Stonk. You're so weird. All of the guys at my school are gross. That's fair. Teenage boys are kind of gross. Basically had a graduation dance, and that's treated the same as any regular dance. Oh. We didn't have a graduation dance. Everybody had little parties that people kind of just party hopped. My best friend,
How is it spelled?
her mom and my mom got together and planned a graduation party for
Are we sure it's not
joint graduation party
as in shield?
with my my best friend and me. So that was pretty awesome because then we could have
Okay,
our whole
my
friend
bad.
group. They didn't have to choose between us.
Right.
And years later, I was one of her bridesmaids, and she had a sister, so her sister
okay,
was her maid of
probably
honor, or has
probably
a
just
sister,
a
not had a
localization
sister,
thing.
has a sister.
See, like,
She was her maid of honor, but I don't have a sister, so she was my maid of honor for my wedding. All right.
Because AGS would have
That
an E
finishes
after the
off this, and yeah, I do like that a lot better as just one. It makes more sense. Let me trim this little piece of tail off.
Yeah, no, I was curious with how. Yeah. Because
All the ones who aren't gross have gross. Yeah,
The name, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. And
that
then you
is
described
that's
what
about
did,
how
was
it
like,
goes. Yeah.
I don't think that's the word. Yeah, he was saying it like there was a second E somewhere in there. Oh man, God, I wish I could name things that well.
All right. So there we go, and that's kind of cool that it's all of the fuzzy parts are kind of on one side. But yep, there we have another lovely little fidget that just keeps going. Gosh, that texture is really nice when it's actually crocheted. It's pretty cool, and it kind of feels like a carpet. It's sort of strange. It is a pretty cool texture. I was gifted this yarn, and I have no idea where the person that had it got it. It came from somebody's yarn stash, and let me put some of these in my bag.
No, I mean,
Came from somebody's yarn stash,
think
and
of how fast computers
it was
are.
something that they had bought
Compared to
years and
just
years and
our
years
reaction
ago,
times.
and
Something traveling at our speeds. 100 seconds
I
is
guess
more than enough time
just
to keep an eye on it.
didn't do anything with it. Oh no. Oh, it fixed itself. Sorry. I saw it on the stream. It was out, but it fixed itself.
It's
Cool.
gonna be a straight line with maybe a
Wish you could
slight
feel that
tilt to
texture.
the left.
I would totally send it to you. It is a neat texture for sure. It's bumpy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
What does it do with proximity charges?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Go.
I wouldn't be surprised that they do. I was just thinking, it's like it would be a tall order to try to actually hit something like that with another
Turn
projectile,
and
it would just make more
turn.
sense to blow something up really close to it, giving you a much larger target area.
Sorry, I know that there is some chat. Let me get this started, and I will read just a second. It's so hard to get past the little
Actually, oh, okay.
pom-poms.
I'm gonna be honest,
Okay,
I don't know
there we
how
go.
impressive it is simply because
Remember when
once
people
you
were
get
trying
up
to
there
make
and into
smell-o-vision
space
a
and, like,
thing?
blow
Love to feel
over
a
and
yarn. that.
It doesn't necessarily get harder.
Yeah, it is a neat texture. I'm trying to let me see something random in the world that this feels like that maybe you have felt. It kind of feels like one of those bumpy stuffed animals. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'd totally send you one, Elegance, as well.
Isn't that also how they tested the first scramjets?
Actually, does make sense. Okay, cool. Getting close to another music drop. I love this kind of music for its
yeah, it was probably shooting down a derelict
bass drop kind of thing. Anyway, visually reminds me like one of those bumpy bathroom. Yeah, actually.
We're like what?
Yeah.
60 years into having.
Yeah, that is about right. It is a bumpy bath mat.
And we're already to the point where we can refer to some things as derelict. That's.
I think the first row to get through these chains is the hardest with this particular yarn.
We watched a show relevant to that. The Kepler syndrome, yeah. Like, we haven't even been doing this really for 100 years, and it's already on the horizon. Tumult.
Okay. Posture.
We're just gonna make a mistake. Yeah. Well, I mean, the way you stated it, though, sounds like an entirely intentional act. We're just gonna start blowing each other.
I'm really digging this playlist.
Oh. Honestly, I hope before that happens, we get decent thermal bombardment lasers like the ones we have on some ships at the moment to just deactivate satellites instead of making debris clouds. Because you could build it landside, but it's yeah, exactly. Its effectiveness would be so drastically reduced.
Okay. There we go.
I mean, you say really powerful spotlights. I mean, you and I can't see the light coming off of that thing, but yeah. Just imagine what something like that would look like to a creature.
You can absolutely keep multiple. Absolutely.
It would be painful to even be in view of something like that going off. Uh-huh. It's the infrared, and I think arc flashes also release a lot of UV. Because UV is really bad for your retinas. The UVA. Oh. overstimulation of the photoreceptors is just as dangerous as burning them. It would just very mildly burning cells that are designed to receive that. I've never thought about it that way. Oh, you mean like the fact that we're all tiny little chemical combustion engines? We're all
The
powered
things
by
that
tiny
I would
chemical
keep to
combustion
myself in a Halloween candy trade would be Butterfinger.
engines. That one's a bit of a misnomer. Most of
And
our digestive
Twix.
tract is lined with a mucus layer that prevents
I also
self-digestion.
really like Almond Joys too, though. Yeah. But yeah, my favorites, my go-tos, Butterfinger and Twix.
No. Mucus is literally just a slime that we produce. What's the eel that... Yeah, but one of them's like really notorious. The moray? No, not the moray. Hagfish. Thank you, Tumult. Yeah, that stuff, the hagfish, that's just really dense in copious mucus. It's got... Its base... Let's find out. Pronunciation. Oh, it's... Well, the mucus in our nose, it might have cells in it, but it's not a cellular structure. Secrete mucus, a thick protective fluid. Because actually, the name mucous membrane might be the part that leads to the confusion there. The mucous membrane itself isn't what's doing the protecting. The thing it produces is what's doing the protecting.
That's called a gland, dear. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
But what is...
Keep Skittles, Kit Kats, M&M's, Three Musketeers, Twizzlers, Hershey's. Others I can't think of. I get rid of Almond Joy and anything with caramel. Oh, I'll take your Almond Joys and your caramels. Absolutely love Reese's Cup and Swedish Fish. You can have my Swedish Fish, but you can't have my Reese's Cups. I love those. Starburst too. Depends on the flavor of Starburst. I would have to I open the little 2-pack and see what it is as to whether or not I'll give it away. Everybody's got their favorite flavors, right? We would be great candy trading partners. Now, I don't know that I would give you my M&Ms. I'd probably give you my plain M&Ms, but I really do like peanut M&Ms, so. And I do like Twizzlers. But yeah, I'll take your Almond Joys and your caramels.
When the mucus layer fails and you start digesting yourself, that's when you get ulcers, and that's when you get blood in your stool. And when they get really bad, you get severe abdominal pain. They're not fun.
All right then. We would be very good Halloween candy trade partners. Trying to be really aware of some candy. No, tell us your favorite candy brands, even if they're from Canada. I'd love to hear.
It's right there. Oh, how the production works, not what it's made of. Yeah, water, glycogens, and probably dead cells.
I like this kind of music because you can kind of predict when the drop is gonna be. I know I've been talking a lot about the bass drop and
Probably a lot like how
the
we
music, I'm
produce
sorry.
iguanas.
No, but now I want some. That sounds awesome. Coffee crisps.
Sorry, Jamal.
Is it? I gotta look this up.
I mean, I like it when weird in-depth conversation topics come up. But yeah, let's.
Oh, that looks so good.
Let's do Ferrerin and Helk.
Dude.
Is Shit's here? Yeah, Shit's
There
here.
was a question. Why is Coffee Crisp not sold in the U.S.? Just couldn't compete with already established heavy hitters in the American candy aisle. Well, now millennials are making the decision. Try again. We live for coffee. That sounds freaking awesome.
I live for coffee.
Well, apparently Canada has candy bar called Coffee Crisps. It looks like wafers and coffee flavor and chocolate. It looks so good. We should get Schutz to send us some. I want some now. That sounds freaking awesome.
Now.
Nestle needs to try again. I did see that it was made by Nestle. Yeah, Nestle needs to try again. I'd sell well now. Was I right in that it is layers of wafer with like a coffee sort of filling and the chocolate all around? That's what it looked like to me in the picture. Is that about right?
Oh.
I wonder if I can get them on Amazon. Might have to try. Crunchies, Smarties. Your Smarties and our Smarties are different. Because we have Smarties, but yours are what, kind of like M&M's, right? They're chocolate with a candy coating. Our Smarties are chalk. Flavored chalk, essentially. I kind of like Smarties. The American Smarties. But what is... I have heard... Oh, Maltesers are delicious. Those are a lot like... Solid? Yeah. Yeah, our Smarties are solid. They're literally very sweet chalk. Yes, that's exactly right, Tay. It is basically sugar dust that has been compressed so much that they're a solid block of sugar, essentially. What is Mr. Big? I have heard of Mars bars. I have had Maltesers. Those are really good. Crunchies, I'm assuming, is like a crunch bar. Is it chocolate with like the Rice Krispie kind of crunchy stuff on the inside?
Oh, okay. I would.
Mr. Biggs, but they're wafers coated in caramel, peanuts, and Rice Krispies with chocolate on the outside. Interesting. Hey, Whiskey, how are you? Happy Friday. We're talking candy. And also, I'm trying to keep my energy up, so we're listening to techno trance music, because this week has been a heck of a week, and I am exhausted, so I am drinking coffee, listening to techno, trying to stay awake. So here we are. This is life. But anyways, how are you? Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome in as always. Glad to see you. Obviously, the coffee's working. That and I did have a bit of a nap after dinner, which was much needed. So, but we are making fidgets today. All right. There's another one. I think it's really neat how the fuzzies are on one side and not really on the other side. That's kind of cool, actually. It makes for a cool texture on both sides. There's two. I think I might be able to get one more out of this little bit that's left. So, hydrate, yes ma'am. Ah, coffee. Crunch is one of my favorites. Big honey home nougat sort of thing on the inside. Oh, not at all what I thought it would be. Cool. Been okay. Took a break from crochet today. Watched some spooky movies online. Fantastic. What did you watch? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
The what?
Twist. And twist. Sorry, let me get this started, because it is a pain in the rear end with this yarn to get started. There we go. And there we go. Okay. Oh, American Mary? I've not heard of that one. I've heard of Freddy vs. Jason. Like, I'm not a horror movie person, so good on you for watching those yourself. Watch one for me, I'll say. I am thinking about watching, I do have favorite horror movies. They're just different than most people's favorite horror movies, but yeah. Anyways, what is American Mary? I am very chatty today, so, which is a good thing, I guess, since I'm streaming, so.
Also probably make it worse.
You do that, absolutely. I do plan on watching at least one scary movie in the season. I mean, my favorite ones are the ones that really make you think. I have really got to work on my posture. Like, I really like Rose Red and Storm of the Century. Both, of course, by Stephen King. Those were also when he was significantly on drugs. And I think were some of his best stories. But anyway, those ones are really good because there's just so much backstory to those stories, in my opinion. Anyways, have you seen Smile? Nope. And given that we're talking about horror films and it's called Smile, I'm going to guess that I don't want to see it. I am such a chicken when it comes to horror movies. but I like the ones that have like a deep and meaningful plot. Like for Rose Red, it's about, a haunted house, but there's such an interesting story as to how it became haunted and why. And then for Storm of the Century, there's the biblical demon quality thing to it, which I really like. I think that's just interesting to have a good backstory. There we go. Getting past this first row with this yarn is something else, man.
Oh, can we rewind for a second? I missed a few lines, and I think that was kind of important.
Okay.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Not through both, please. Thank you. There we go. Whew. 1. Okay. 1 and 2. All right, there we go. Got that back now. It's not too scary. Not gonna watch super scary movies ever. Okay. Does it have a good plot, or is it just mostly blood and jump scares? American Mary is about a surgeon student that unfortunately gets taken advantage of by her professor, so she takes revenge using him as her test subject for extreme body mods. Ooh. Yikes. That sounds interesting. I haven't seen it, but wanting to, though. I can say with certainty that I have not even thought about seeing it. I haven't even heard of it. Sorry. I love spooky season, but I don't like horror films.
Can I get a pause
I like how
for a second. So
everyone kind of sheds their normalcy during
been
spooky season. I think
really
that's
thin
why I
here.
like it so much. People are like, yeah, let's get in touch with our inner weirdos.
I can't
And
assuming that it's been like that.
I think that's pretty cool.
Year lifespan.
I like that.
I can't imagine.
Because
too
I'm
many
weird all
would
the time,
just
so
perish
everybody
in
else
various
getting weird as well
stages.
is nice.
Like, as
Oh.
smart as well,
There was no
she's
jump scare,
obviously
just one part that wasn't
academically
meant
intelligent,
to
but
be a
maybe
jump
not socially
scare.
intelligent.
Okay, not a lot of blood
I hate to
either.
say it,
The
but you'd
movie will
think that
trick
they would
you,
implement some form of eugenics
and you
system to
will
ensure the survival
be
of their
mind blown
species.
after. Okay. So is it mostly psychological then? It does sound interesting now. I mean, I was thinking as
She didn't
a
say that
Joker
they don't
kind of
have
situation,
genetic
you know?
survival instincts,
Like
they don't have,
slicing
like
faces and
reproductive
ugh.
instincts.
I'm not big on the murder for outright murder. You know, there needs to be a reason. There needs to be a motive, a plot, not just blood and guts for no reason. Exactly, yeah. Definitely a plot. Okay. I love comedy horror mixture. So like Shaun of the Dead. Not necessarily parody though. Oh, okay. Watched Renfield.
Happier even.
Oh, I was interested in that, and I do understand the
This is
comedy
the
horror
really
mixture.
late stages of that
I
trope
like
that
when
is-
there are the horror aspects that get put
Sorry about
into a positive light, like Addams Family. There's a lot of what people would consider horror theme to the Addams Family, but it's so wholesome. So, yeah, I like that. I liked Wednesday. I liked Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the original and the newest one. The OG, though, my favorite. Loved that. And, there's like Supernatural, where it's a lot where you think about it, but there are absolutely some scary things that happen in that show. my least favorite episode in that show is the in season 1, the episode of with the lake and the ghost kid. That one freaked me out. But once I get past that one, it's not so bad. But yeah. Oh, Casper! Such a good movie. Love Casper. Good cartoon, too. Fantastic old cartoon. But then, I mean, there's like Scooby-Doo. You've got monsters, but it's wholesome. Because it's a mystery. You gotta solve it. You gotta figure out why people are doing this thing. And I think that's really cool how they did that with Scooby-Doo to help kids cope with, you know, monsters under their bed. There's always there's a reason there's monsters, and it's always humans. So almost always humans. I did really love what they did with Scooby-Doo a couple of times, where they had oh dang it, the movie just totally went out of my head, and it was Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. No, it was the whole gang. Is it Zombie Island? Which sounds awful. I'm not a huge fan of zombies. But that one's the one that had the whole mysticism behind it of a cat god, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, I mean, you get the really cool characters added in with situations like that. They did the witch one in Salem, where they met the girl band. I'm gonna cast a spell on you. You're gonna do what I want you to. Mix it up here in my little bowl. Hex Girls. There we go. Yes, okay, yeah! I see it in the chat. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that song. Sorry. Oh. Come on. Focus, thank you. Sorry. Might watch Beetlejuice again this year. I do like Beetlejuice. I loved the musical. Went and saw that when it came into my area. A friend of mine had an extra ticket, so I got to go. Really cool. Run Rabbit Run or the Babadook. I've not actually heard of either of one of those. I needed this. I'm laughing so hard. I'm glad I could make you guys laugh. Yes, the Hex Girls. So I had a friend, a coworker, who last year, she actually had her and two of her friends had a Halloween party. They dressed up as the Hex Girls, and that made me so happy. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I want to dress up as the Hex Girls. They were awesome. I'm sorry I had to sing the song to get to the name of the band, but it's in the chorus. I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. Gonna put a spell on you. Sorry, that is a jam. That is a jam. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, it's perfect. Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness. Nope. That is the beginning. Oh. I got all excited. Tay, have you seen that? If you haven't, it's totally fine. I like that the Hex Girls actually showed up a couple of times. That they were reoccurring characters. That made me happy. And honestly, it was the reason when I found out that there was a mashup of Supernatural and Scooby-Doo was the reason I actually watched Supernatural all the way through. I wanted to get to that episode. And I became absolutely infatuated with Supernatural before I even got to that episode. But then I got to that episode, I was like, this was worth it. This was so worth it. And now I absolutely love Supernatural. Run Rabbit Run is a bit confusing to begin with, but at the end everything makes sense. Okay, nice. Babadook is completely different than I thought it would be. Similar to The Conjuring. I've not seen The Conjuring, and I don't plan to. It was one more scary than the first. Okay, seen what? The Scooby-Doo movies. Any of the Scooby-Doo movies? You got what is the Salem one called? Let's see. Scooby movie, the Hex Girls started in. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, and then there was also Scooby-Doo movie. I think it was Zombie Island. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo and the Witches. Love Scooby-Doo. I don't think I've seen that one though. Okay. Really should. They're very good. Anything from the Conjuring universe I have to watch during the day because it freaked me out so much. Okay, good to know. Good to know. That was when direct to VHS was all over the place. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And we had them. I have no idea what happened to them, but we absolutely had them. I loved those movies. I loved Scooby-Doo. I didn't know it would be kind of similar and watched it and I also didn't sleep for 3 days. Oh no. Oh, is it broken? Let's, apparently it's scared to answer. Let's go to my stream helpers. Is.
Yep.
Let me turn it off and enable. Refresh. Okay. Try again. Maybe it'll work. If it doesn't, there must be something up with Stream Elements. There you go. Yay. Wouldn't bet on it with the cryy face. Oh my gosh, that's kind of perfect actually. So apparently the 8-Ball does not like scary movies. That is kind of a perfect response. Am I gonna have enough to finish this? Yeah. Oh no. That gave me goosebumps. Thanks for that. No, that's okay. That's what it's there for. It's okay. I picked it because I actually really like that sound because I watch the scary haunted house TikTok things because I think they're interesting to find out some history of the houses. Um, I know that sounds so weird that I like the ghost chasing stuff. Because I think that the metaphysical is very fascinating, and I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words. It's different than horror films. Horror films are made to freak you out and get into your head, or they're made to just be bloody and gory, and I don't like that. The psychological ones are interesting to me, but I like the ones that have a backstory. So I like the ghost chasing things, or like the ghost hunter stuff, because they're chasing a story. They want to know who it is and why they're haunting those houses. You know, it turns into much of a curiosity. Absolutely, yes. So I chose to add that sound to the list. So it is absolutely fine that you played it, and I'm glad that you did. So, no, don't worry about it. I just wasn't expecting it, and then suddenly it was, ooh, scary. But that's the point. That's the point. Smile is psychological kind of, you should watch it. I will think about it. I'm not going to promise that I will watch it. But I will certainly consider it. I will look at the cover or the poster of it, the advert of it, and I will make a decision from there, but I can't promise that I will watch it. I have a tendency to accidentally attack my husband in my sleep after watching such things, unconsciously, and so yeah. There was a time I attacked Jaster with my bedside lamp while I was still asleep. So... and I woke up because he turned the lamp on in my face. So, I have to be careful when I watch those kinds of things. Don't look at the poster. Now I really don't want to watch it today. Okay, I'm going to do just one double crochet in these last couple of stitches because I'm at the end of the yarn. Okay, actually, I think I can get away with a couple in these last few stitches. Yep. I can do one more. I love it when I play Yarn Chicken and it turns out okay. Look at that. That was it. That is the best. I only did 3 with just one double crochet there at the very end. That worked out really well. Okay, cool. The poster's misleading. Okay. I will think about it. I will think about it. I'm not going to make any promises on whether or not I'm going to watch a scary movie. As like I said, I am a chicken. Successful yarn chicken, yes. Okay. And then that will become stuffing for something. Alright. Here we have another fuzzy fidget. Now we're going to do another kind of fuzzy fidget. So this is a very interesting yarn. It is... it's kind of roving that has been lightly spun, and then it has been spun with a black thread. So that it has this kind of bumpy texture, which is kind of cool. And then since it's a roving that has been spun, it very, very, very lightly, It's got thicker portions to it, like right here. It's thicker. So it's interesting. It makes for a very interesting texture, for sure. For sure. Half chicken, won't watch anything too scary like Halloween or The Exorcist. Wasn't Exorcist recently voted the best horror film of all time? I feel like I saw that on the cover of Time recently. I think. But I'll watch Smile, Scream, It. Ooh, no, 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 It. No, no, no. Made a new one and the trailers are terrifying, so probably. Okay. I've seen the original It. I have not seen the new one. I will not see the new one. Yeah. I saw the original one only because I went into the living room, with, let's see.
Just casually.
This was
I mean, at her age, she's
a Christmas break when I was a young teenager. I was visiting my father's after my parents got divorced, and my brother was in the living room, and I was coming back into the living room, and he was already watching something, so I wasn't going to make him turn it off. But then I saw what it was, and I was like doodling or something, and he was watching it, and of course my attention span got sucked in, and I needed to watch the rest of it so I knew how it ended, so that I could have peace. And I regret watching it. I'm glad that I finished watching it, so that I knew how it ended. But so there's the whole bathroom scene. I hate bathroom scenes in horror movies, and I get why they do them. I really do. I get why they do them. That is where we are our most vulnerable, where we have let our guards down and we are literally our bare selves. I get it. I understand why they do it. It is absolutely for the psychological factor of doing things in horror movies. Doing things in bathrooms in horror movies. But for a couple of days after seeing it, I could not take an actual shower. I refused to actually get into the shower. All I could see was when I tried. All I could see was the water coming down the blood and the hand on the back. Oh no. Nope. And I think I'm also getting another movie mixed in there. But as far as that goes, I did washcloth baths for about 3 or 4 days after watching it. I did the same thing after, was it The Ring or The Grudge?
Oh yeah, that
because one of those films has the scene where the hand is on the back of her head when she's washing her hair in the shower. And after that, for like a week, every time I did this, I was like, is there a hand there? Like, oh, I hate bathroom scenes in horror films. I hate them so much. I mean, there's even the bathroom scene in The Shining, and that was just a weird scene. It was disgusting, but it was also just really weird. But The Shining was weird anyway, and not in the good weird. Just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm sorry. Oh. You should watch the original, I suppose, since you've seen the newest one. You're probably the newest one probably ruined it for you. I feel that way with like Star Wars films. If you watch episodes 1, 2, and 3 before you watch 4, 5, and 6, you're probably not gonna like 4, 5, and 6. as much as you liked 1, 2, and 3, just because of the technological changes and advancements in the time that those films were made. So you may not appreciate the original It, since you have seen the new one first. I hope that makes sense. So if you're gonna watch The Exorcist, the new one, watch the old one first, and then go see the new one. That way you can appreciate the old one for what it would. No, not watching it. Okay. See, you have boundaries too.
Even if you have to seal them a few times.
Yes, whiskey. Ugh. I hate bathroom seats. I hate them so much. But you also have to think of it from a cinematic point of view. I have seen the original Exorcist. And you have to think about it from a cinematic point of view. The things that they were able to do when that film was made was actually pretty amazing. Because they didn't have CGI. Everything was practical effects.
I will ask,
and so
are they fundamentally evil, or
it
just
makes it
fundamentally different?
even more real because it's practical effects. Now, watching the newest one, you're going to have those CGI effects. So that's why I say, like, for the Star Wars films, if somebody has not watched them yet, they should watch 4, 5, and 6 first because of all of the amazing practical effects that they had to do in order to make them really cool. And then watch 1, 2, and 3. Because if you watch 1, 2, and 3, you're gonna be ruined for 4, 5, and 6, I think, because you've got all of the CGI effects, like with Coruscant and how all of the chase scene, you know, in 2 or whatever, it's different. Seeing all of the really cool practical effects. Yes, practical effects made it wild, okay, because it's real. They made it real, which is freaking awesome. Which is why, like, Jurassic Park was so cool, the original Jurassic Park. That is practical effects, and it's so cool because they had to build those things. They had to have the robotics and all of that stuff, which just makes it so neat. You know, now they do a Jurassic movie and they're still really cool, but you've got a lot of CGI so they can have more dinosaurs, and you can see, you know, the shiny on the CGI dinosaurs. But if you watch the very first one, you have all those, the robotics, the mechanics, how they made the skin look like it was moving. It's just so... You've never seen Jurassic Park?
What is happiness?
Oh, please see Jurassic Park. It's so good. It's so good. Please see it. No? Why not?
It's scary.
Oh, it's so good, though.
The better they understand us, the easier we are.
Go watch it now. It is a phenomenal movie. My brother, it's actually one of his favorites. It's his favorite movie, and he's also read the book several times now, and he absolutely loves the book. Could tell you so much more detail about everything that was supposed to happen in the stories. It was amazing. Can't watch now, the Phillies. Okay, after the Phillies game, go watch Jurassic Park. It's so good. Yeah, I mean, it's dinosaurs and people do die, but it's so good. I'm gonna be honest, I've not read the book, but my brother has been so obsessed with Jurassic Park for years, so I've heard a lot about the book, and the professor in the book and everything is really cool. So, yeah. Such an amazing movie, and on the surface, it's, whoa, dinosaurs, cool. There's so much more to it that you pick up on rewatches. Yes, exactly. So many really neat details. Like, your nostalgia now. Yeah. But, you know, yeah, Jurassic Park's definitely one of those classic films you really do have to watch. Now, I mean, they did have a couple of moments in Jurassic Park that was CGI. And it's like the distance stuff. But, I mean, when you see that T-Rex and you know that is a practical effect, and you know that it took a team of people to make it move, and to make it look so real. It's just, it is phenomenal. You really do need to watch it. Yep, absolutely. There's a lot of popular movies I've never seen. I mean, there are popular movies I've never seen, and there are popular movies that I don't ever plan to see, of course, sure. 50 Shades of Grey, I have no desire to see those. But yeah. How they got those wrapped. I know! And they're so neat looking. Oh, and then what's the frilled dinosaur called? That one looks so cool. You've never seen Harry Potter? Ooh, you really need to. Read the books first, though. Those are such good books. I've read them a couple times now. They're really good books. Ian, yes. I actually did not hate the sequels to Jurassic Park, and then the one that was about, like, that he was the main dude for. I actually didn't hate that. I know it got a lot of flack, but I liked that story. I also loved, yeah, I'm not going to go into the rest of it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I liked the sequel films, and I like the Jurassic World films too, but there's just nothing that can touch that original Jurassic Park, and just knowing how much it took to make those effects happen. It's just that I love that about cinematography, especially between, you know, the end of the 60s to the early 2000s when they started really getting into the CGI effects. All of those amazing practical effects, man. Oh. And the way they made all of the different sounds for, gosh, like the sounds for the lightsabers, was how they made those sounds just really cool. How they made the roar for the T-Rex was just, I find that all so cool and fascinating. So anyway, I could keep going, but yeah. Really enjoyed them because Malcolm, yeah. But the stories were good too. They really were. They really were. I really enjoyed them. Yeah. Oh, you know another really good one? Oh, good, you've seen Star Wars. I'm glad. I love Star Wars. I actually have a lightsaber tattooed on the inside of my ankle. I am a big Star Wars nerd. Yes, all of them. Fantastic. Good. My husband and I had lightsabers at our wedding. We had lightsaber battles on the dance floor. And when we left, instead of doing sparklers or bubbles or anything, we did lightsaber arch, and we left under, like, our wedding party each had a lightsaber, and we walked under the lightsabers. It's so great. I love lightsabers. I love Star Wars. Stepdad got me into it. Fantastic. That's good. My father got me into Star Wars originally before episode 1 came out, which, by the way, episode 1 was my very first ever date. And we went to Pizza Hut afterward, and my mom was there. My mom and my little brother sat in the row behind us.
For reference, that wasn't the two of us.
That was not Jaster and me. It was some guy named Ryan. It was a long time ago. Actually kind of impressed I remember his name. But we broke up a week later because he started dating my best friend at the time. But that was, well, grade school. So that was I in junior high yet? Or was I in middle school? I think that was middle school. 6th grade? Yeah, that was middle school. It was my last year of middle school. But, yeah. Anyways, before episode 1 came out, they had done re-releases of the original trilogy into theaters for people to watch, like actually in theaters, select theaters, before episode 1 came out. My father took me to go and see them, the original trilogy, in theaters. So I actually did get to see them in theaters, which was really cool. And that is when I first fell in love with Star Wars. And then having my very first date be episode 1 is kind of funny if you think about it. And then when Jaster and I got married, we had a very small ceremony for our actual wedding with the vows and the legal bit. But then we had our big wedding on our 1-year anniversary, and it ended up accidentally coinciding with the release date of episode 7. which was kind of cool because they do that midnight releasing of shows or of movies, you know, when they first come out, especially really big movies. And so our wedding date was the day that episode 7 came out. So after our rehearsal dinner, we took all of our wedding party to go and see episode 7 in theaters the day before the wedding, that midnight before the wedding. We went all saw episode 7. I saw episode 7 in theaters 5 times. Absolutely loved it. I was so stoked to have more Star Wars. I love the new trilogy. I love the old trilogy. I love the one in the middle. And I love the shows. I love that we're getting more Star Wars content. I absolutely adore Star Wars. I am such a nerd. I've not crocheted a lightsaber. I need to do that. I was just thinking about that. I'm a huge nerd. I've got R2-D2 over here and Grogu, but I have never crocheted a lightsaber. I need to crochet a lightsaber. But anyway, I've been holding this here because I've been chatting. So let me actually do some crochet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. There we go. Alright. Twist, twist, turn. Okay, let me get this row started. What are you doing? Stop. Your lightsaber. Oh my gosh. You know what else is a great movie?
Your mom.
My Mom is not a good movie. She's a soap opera. That's perfect. You know what else is a great movie? What's a good movie? Have you ever seen The Princess Bride? Oh, you should. That is a cult classic right there. Princess Bride. Oh, the book is good too. Have you have you read the book? Any of you have read? Bleh. Have any of you read the book? There we go. I can do sentence. I can word. Yes, The Princess Bride is fantastic. So many quotable moments, and that's funny because we actually had our officiant for our wedding do part of the speech from Princess Bride, the wedding speech. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Our officiant actually did say marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. And it was fantastic. So, anyway. Didn't know it was a book. Yeah, it is. It is a book. It was a book first. It's really good. Yeah, you should definitely read the book for sure. Needs to see it because it made me very happy, and everyone needs to be that happy. I'm so glad that you liked it. Now, we all definitely have our things that we prefer to watch for sure. I would see it. I would see it once. I don't know that I would pay to see it, but I hear the same. I have a coworker who went and saw it. Actually, the same day that you went and saw it. They went and saw it. They thought it was really great. He is an avid collector of the records, so. I want to see it again so bad. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it and that it lived up to everything you thought it would be. Lived up to the hype for you. Isn't it good to have a fandom? Have something that you like so much like that. It's pretty great. Your sister went and saw it again without you. Oh no! Why did she go see it without you?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Love.
Yes?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Behave.
I am.
I don't think you are.
I'm wearing pants.
He didn't mean it, Tay. He was just being a butt. He was really only responding to me saying anything, not really to you.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm reading things.
Yeah, he like he said, he's not looking at chat, so. My One Direction fandom died. So I'm left with an empty heart. But I have Fall Out Boy. I do like Fall Out Boy. I was never real big into One Direction. That was a little past my age group, I think. Trying to think. One Direction got popular after I graduated from college. I am old.
I was back for a minute. Tumult's still gone.
I'm not kidding when I say I'm an elder millennial.
I understand.
Now, I was definitely
Right now, I'm actually just looking
Backstreet
through
Boy
Valheim
and
to see how
Hanson and
what options there are.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Most of the time, it's just
Girl.
welcome back. Look at that.
Then getting into high school was Linkin Park and Green Day and Fall Out Boy and
Nope, everything's Jaster now. And most of the time with a potato at the end. I much prefer Jaster to Chaps anyways, but you call me what comes to you because I call you Tumult. Well, the biggest thing is because I chose it. I know I've told Chips, Tumult, Handset, have I told you how I got the name Jaster? I tried to name my character Jester and didn't realize I misspelled it.
oh dear. Hydrate, yes ma'am.
And then it just stuck.
Alright. Coffee is gone. Water it is.
Oh my god. It took
Isn't it absolutely fascinating? That's another thing I really love about films as well. All films are the people, the composers who create the soundtracks for films. Like, glad I could help you finish your coffee. Yes, thank you. That's why I've got so much energy. I'm chatty. But anyways, that's one of the things I also really love about films is the film scores. That can absolutely make or break a film. If the score does not fit, it's not going to be a good film because it will feel wrong. But that's one of the things I really love about Jaws. I mean,
maybe it's encrypted, but it's a plain text file.
John Williams did Jaws and Star Wars and Indiana Jones and pretty sure.
That's why they give us the ability to change the display name, but not
John Williams is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic composer. I would argue one of the absolute best film score composers that has ever lived. And is it not absolutely fascinating that he created
millions
with just 2 notes the suspense for a villain that is just a shark?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the billions.
With dun
of all the different iterations of the counts.
dun. That's it. 2 notes and your mind automatically knows what's going on. And I think that is so freaking cool. Got alert for a bit. No problem. 1,000% up there with Hans Zimmer. Yeah, absolutely. If not, I don't. I'm maybe a little past Hans Zimmer. Just
That's where I was initially.
they're right there. They're right there. Absolutely. Oh, there was another one.
Yeah.
Didn't John Williams actually do the
All
original
the games that require you to also have an account with their base
soundtrack
website.
for Harry Potter? I want to say he was the original composer.
Excuse me?
Yes, he was. He was the original composer for the Sorcerer's
I
Stone.
think that was a move to get people to buy the game.
So, the songs we love so much from Harry Potter was because of John Williams. Hedwig's theme, John Williams. I think that's so cool. All the Star Wars films, and I didn't know he did Home Alone. I did know that he did E.T., which is pretty cool. Didn't know he did Schindler's List. Oh yeah, Jurassic Park. He did do Jurassic Park. He's done.
Yeah, I bought.
He's done so many. Harry Potter 3, all of the Indiana Jones films. Superman. I forgot he did Superman. He did the. He did Hook? I didn't know that. Yeah, Harry Potter. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. He composed the scores for Memoirs of a Geisha. That is an absolutely beautiful film. And the music for that is mwah, chef's kiss, just oh perfect. I love that film. I've watched it so many times. I didn't realize he did the yeah, all the Jaws. He's done so many. Let's see. And then let's look at Hans Zimmer. Interstellar, that's good. Dune, those are good. Oh, good. Part 2 for Dune is coming out next year. That's good.
Very nice.
Inception. Oh, Lion King. I didn't know that. Da Vinci Code. That's a good one. Spirit. Oh, that's a good movie. I didn't know he did the... Oh, he does a lot for DreamWorks, actually. Kung Fu Panda? I didn't know that. Shark Tale. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. I forgot that was Hans Zimmer. Oh, Cool Runnings was Hans Zimmer. I didn't know that. That's cool. Top Gun. A lot of Batman films.
Well, I mean, like the explanation is like in title.
Yeah, it looks like all of the Pirates of the Caribbean and all the Kung Fu Pandas, which is kind of cool, actually. The Holiday, that's a good one. Madagascar. Huh. Yeah, he's done a lot with DreamWorks, for sure. That's cool. I did not know that. Did not know that. Yeah, he's a really, really good composer as well. Absolutely agree. It's a massive part what makes a movie so iconic. Absolutely, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things that you remember first when, you know, you're thinking about, my words just went, Bwah. When you're thinking about a movie,
Okay, just a second.
you can also hear the film or the soundtrack with it, because sound is such a good memory trigger. Like, have you ever just been like listening to music and a song comes on and you're suddenly transported back to a specific time period in your life? Like, I can get that way with certain Disney songs, like gosh. Yep. I can show you the world. Aladdin. I get that way with that song because I had a friend in high school who um, ended up going to governor's school for arts for piano and voice performance, and then ended up going to college in New York for performance arts. Really? Why are you being such a butt?
Entertainment value.
Okay. Anyways.
I'm increasing the production value by at least 2%.
Okay, dear. No, you're really not. My production value. I've not been crocheting much right now. Anyways, when he went to governor's school, I went to college. He was 2 years younger than me. So I went to visit him in governor's school. And we went and walked around downtown near the governor's school. And there's a waterfall there. We went and like climbed our way onto some rocks that's next to the waterfall, which is weird that there's a waterfall downtown, but it's really cool. But we sat out on those rocks and we were just singing Disney songs, and that was one of the songs we were singing. And I can remember it. I can remember the sights and how many people were there, the day and everything. So every time I hear that song, I think of that moment. And I love that about music, how it can just transport you back to, you know, certain times that you didn't even realize that you remember. And you just scents are that way too. Like when you smell a specific, like honeysuckle does that for me. Gosh, I am like going all the way down memory lane right now. But yeah, the smell of honeysuckle does that for me. It reminds me of when I was younger, like preteen. I was anywhere between 8 and 11. We lived out in the country, and I remember going and plucking honeysuckles and you know eating the honey. There's a whole little drop of honey that's at the very end of a honeysuckle. But that scent always makes me think of those little country days. I was a little bit of a country bumpkin for a bit, but anyway. Daffodils do that for me too. I remember going and riding my bike. Not that I can really ride a bike very well now anymore, but I remember going and riding my bike around my neighborhood in first grade and seeing the daffodils in early March. So smells are a big one. Yep. Love candles for that reason. Yes, for sure. Sometimes you just need to be transported back to a simpler memory. Especially if it's a really good childhood memory. Because then, you know, you're not worried about bills, rent, and stuff. But, like, the scent of Japanese cherry blossom from Bath and Body Works was my signature scent through most of high school. And so whenever I smell that now, it takes me back to some really cool memories of, you know, choir trips and such in high school. So it's pretty crazy how that works, huh? Always smelled like peppermint and dark chocolate. And now that smell is such a comfort. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Scents are good for that too. Absolutely. My great grandma's house always smelled like food, just in general, but like southern comfort kind of food. So, you know, biscuits and bread and stuff like that. So whenever I think of my great grandma, you know, that's the kind of thing that pops into my head. So whenever I smell fresh bread, it's like, oh, grandma's house. So yeah, totally get that. Always smelled like Christmas trees. Love that smell. So exactly, yeah. Exactly. Man, we're just going down like this whole nostalgia kind of conversation, aren't we? It's pretty cool. I don't know if there's going to be enough yarn left on this particular skein. I have more of this one though, so. Oh, accidentally. This is a very, very fuzzy, like harsh but not bad texture. It's a wool. It's a woolly texture. So it kind of feels like if you pet like a very curly-haired dog, kind of like a poodle. It's soft, but you can feel the bumps and curls. It's a pretty neat texture, honestly.
Oh.
It's a great descriptive. Okay, be right back. All right. Yeah, that's what this yarn feels like. It feels like if you're petting a very curly-haired dog, like a poodle or something like that. I'm gonna have to pause here and attach another ball. I like doing the this particular join knot. I have tried the Russian join and I just can't seem to get that one right. But this one works so nicely because you can just cut the tails off and that's not coming apart. So. Actually kind of reminds me, this particular yarn kind of reminds me of a dog that my aunt and uncle had when I was growing up. Just very, very fuzzy, very woolly. Which is why it reminded me of a dog. But it wasn't a poodle, it was some kind of shepherding dog. So. Tay's not here, so Stream Element's like, oh, stay hydrated. I do need some water. Oh, that's nice. Very cold. Who did the film score for Pride and Prejudice? That's a good film score. Was composed by Dario Marianelli. That's a fun name. Okay, cool.
No. come on! Try a different stream. Try a different
That was a good movie. Oh,
source.
come on.
Words.
Nope, come on. Focus. Thank you.
It might be because of how bad your internet is.
Sorry.
It probably doesn't realize you're there.
Shepherds are some of my favorite. One day I'd love to have an Australian Shepherd. Yes, I do like Shepherds. They're fantastic dogs. Border Collies are too. I have a friend who has a Border Collie and Corgi mix, and he is so freaking smart. And absolutely love that dog. He's so cute. Always loved my Border Collies. They are awesome, aren't they? I want an Irish Red Setter. Those are gorgeous dogs. But I don't know that you can actually get one of those in the States. I mean, you probably can, but they're probably expensive. And I'm a sucker for a golden retriever and a lab and a husky. I know those are all like really popular dogs, but I mean, I just love dogs. Dogs are great. We don't deserve them. With their kind eyes and cute little faces. Fuzzy wiggly tails. Even if they don't have a tail, they still shake their butt like corgis. Anyway. They really are. They're the best. Alright. I don't think I like how this one turned out. I feel like this particular yarn lends itself to wanting to be ruffly. It's amazing how a dog wag basically has its own center of gravity. Something, yes. Yes. They're so great. We're not worthy of them. I want a dog so bad. Someday. I like Great Danes too. They're so huge. They're really good apartment dogs, I've been told, though. Well, maybe somebody will like this simple little fidget. I don't. I don't like it. I don't know. It's just not... It's not enough. I don't know. Alright, let's do another one, but this time we'll make it more roughly. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. Twist, twist. Go in here. Welcome back. I feel like fidgets turning out differently is really cool, not just one size fits all sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. And I'm hoping that somebody likes that one. I don't. Personally, I don't like it. But yeah, that's what's really cool about this pattern, is that there is so much diversity that can happen with it, for sure. so Elegance, definitely stick around for end of stream, because I have started a thing that is murder mysteries with Maze. At the very end of stream, I will read a murder mystery, and we're gonna figure out who the killer is. Oh, what, Tay? Use a pumpkin patch. Yes, good job. I love Cheesy Joe.
Oh yeah, he walked into one of his own traps.
Yeah, as far as the murder mysteries, we started that yesterday for the first time. And so now I have a book of 40 of them. And what we'll do is one at the end of stream, every stream. So yesterday we did 2 because it was the inaugural murder mysteries with Maze. My husband kind of came up with that and it ended up working pretty well for that name anyway. So this is kind of funny. But yeah, gotta love alliterations, man. Can you just roll? I have so much time to spare today. Yay! Well, I really appreciate you hanging out for sure, all of you. Hey, Crafty Cub, how are you? Glad you stopped in. I have a guess, but I don't know if it makes sense for the second part. Maybe. Okay. Doing pretty good? Good, good, good. Glad to hear it. Happy Friday. Well, what's your guess, hey? What are we making? We are making fidgets. It was really, really popular at the craft show I did last year. I'm doing that same craft show again this year. So we're making a bunch of fidgets, and it's essentially a Mobius strip. So I'll do this one, and it just, you keep pulling it out of the center, and it's something to play with. I love them. They're really fun. They're quiet. They don't pop and click, and if you drop it and step on it by accident, you're not gonna hurt your foot, which is nice. Parents really like it for all of those reasons, and kids really like it because it's a toy that you get to fidget with. So it just keeps coming out of the center. I like them. They're a lot of fun. So good use for scrap yarn. Yes, it is. Especially when you get gifted stuff like this and you're like, what the heck do I make with this? And this is actually like got a really nice texture, perfect for a fidget. So yeah. October. You are correct, Tay. Bravo. Yay. Good job. You got both. All right, give me just a second. I've got to readjust. Been sitting on my rear end too long. There we go. But this was also gifted to me and I didn't know what to do with it, but it's a pretty cool yarn. I like the way it fades and changes color. So how does it go with the second part? So with daylight savings time usually happens at either the end of October or beginning of November. And so it feels like the days are shorter because it's still so dark in the morning until we do the daylight savings time thing. So, yep, I know, and it really shouldn't anymore. It had its necessity when it was created, because at the time we didn't have electricity. Manufacturing places relied on these giant windows. Like if you look at the really old manufacturing plants, that some of them have been turned into wedding venues now, which I think is hilarious. But if you look at those really old brick buildings, apartments too, they have those giant windows, and so they did daylight savings time so that there would be more daylight to filter into those windows during working hours. So that they could work longer. And that was the point of daylight savings time. It absolutely made sense at the time. It does not make sense anymore. We have electricity. And we need to get rid of it. So it's really interesting. I've only ever heard about farmers specifically needing it too. Yeah, farmers needed it as well. Absolutely. But with the advancement in technology, we just don't need it anymore. But a lot of it also was for manufacturing, because a lot of the things they did was by hand, and it was, they cranked the machines, and they didn't, they needed to be able to see, and so that's why they have those giant windows on those really old plants that are now apartments and wedding venues. But yeah, that was one of the reasons for sure that they had that. Mm-hmm. And again, it made sense for the time, but we don't need it anymore. So, not with the advancements in technology. So I was really hoping that was one of the things that they would vote on or agree on, to get rid of it, for this to be the last one. I like fall back because it gets an extra hour's sleep. I'm not so fond of spring forward, though. I know, which is ridiculous. Yeah, it's something like that happened in the States too, and it was like, freaking really? Statistically, it's horrible. Now, like I said, it made sense back then when everybody was riding horse and carriage and stuff, but today, statistically, there are more accidents on the roadways the morning after daylight savings, because our bodies are trying to adjust to just that 1 hour. It's like having a minute jet lag, and so people are not 100% aware of things. And it's usually after the spring forward one, because you kind of got 1 hour less of rest than you usually would, and your body's like, what the heck is going on? I'm so tired, I can't concentrate. It's just, and it is statistically more common for accidents to happen after daylight savings, and also heart attacks, because it messes with your system. Even just 1 hour can really mess with your system. That's why it's so important to get a good night's sleep and all that jazz. But yeah, it needs to go away. It just needs to go away. It had its purpose, it had its time, and we just don't need it anymore. And that is my soapbox. That is my soapbox speech, my TED Talk, if you will.
Then go enjoy a bros night out.
But anyway. That was one of the big arguments for it, though, for getting rid of it, was the statistics on human injury caused by that 1 hour difference.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Anywho. So we were talking earlier about chocolate, or candy really. Favorite candy that, well, if we do the question of the day. The Caffeinated Maze Talk Show. There we go. For anybody who has not answered, if you so choose to answer, what would be your keep candy, and what would be the candy that you would give away if you were in a candy trade?
I absolutely would understand just how oblivious he is to anything, but no.
Either when you were a kid or today, and it can be more than one candy. Like my candies of choice, I would keep are Butterfingers and Twix. Love those. Candies I would give away would be gummies, Swedish Fish, and stuff. I'm not huge on gummies. I like that, the Caffeinated Maze Talk Show. I like that. And get on my little tangents. I mean, shoot, we had a whole tangent conversation about practical effects in movies between the 70s and 2000s. And then film scores and music and nostalgia. And we just kind of ran the gambit on things today.
Well, what did you expect?
Breathe, love. Reese's, okay. Candy corn. I do like candy corn. Trade Mary Jane's, Tootsie Rolls, Circus Peanuts. I'll take your Circus Peanuts. Anything gummy or chewy. Okay, so we're kind of on the same page with the gummy stuff. Another reason we'd be good candy part. Love gummy candy. All right, you can have it. You can have it. I am not a huge fan of gummy. I don't know why. Just not a huge fan. I also would trade anything sour. You like sour, you can have it. I don't want it. Grew up the generation with warheads. I got so sick off a pack of sour straws once, and I haven't been able to eat sour candy since. Well, that's okay, Tay. I'll take the candy corn.
I actually agree on honestly, I've been playing it off as we've just been seeing the
Nice.
best of the best.
Oh, I
of
do
them, and
love
that they
Jolly
probably still have
Ranchers.
their own
Speaking of
problems
hard
just
candy, I
elsewhere.
love Jolly Ranchers. Well, Crafty, you can have my sour candies, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've not seen any like evil.
Is it about
demons,
getting
so
stuck to your
it's
teeth?
like, no. If you want them to look like a
For
normal civilization,
for
you need to be bad
gummies,
guys. There need to
I
be-
mean, kind of, but not really, because I also like caramel stuff, and that gets stuck to your teeth real bad. I don't know what it is about gummies that I don't. It is definitely the texture, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't
Right.
know. I probably had some kind of traumatic,
Right.
Childhood experience with gummies, and now I can't remember what it was, but my brain is like, nope, don't like that. For me, it's like eating a rubber
Actually,
eraser.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of it different. I'm on the same page as you and liking it,
Yeah, I could see that.
but unless they show something, unless they show something that just innately paints them as morally evil, I just look at it as they're just not human, and they don't function like normal sapiens. Because I'm sorry. Oh yeah, from a human perspective, absolutely. Well, I was gonna compare it to a race from a book I plan on reading. And the race itself effectively functions like a Chinese box. They're as a whole, they are logically intelligent enough to be able to propagate and do things, but maybe not individually sentient. Now, of course, the demons in Freyren are
Really need to get my
sapient, but
scissors sharpened. I'll have to see if my hubs can do that.
They're bad. They're no good.
You guys don't like Welch's?
Unless I'm shown otherwise, I don't think I can call them evil.
I like the grape juice, but there are the Welch's gummies. Yeah. I do like jelly and jam. I'm very strange when it comes to food things. I like most things, I will say. Like, for example, a weird fact about Maze. I like apples, and I like cooked apples. I do not like applesauce or apple juice. I like apple juice mixed in things. And I love apple cider, but I don't like apple juice or applesauce. So, I don't know. There you go, I'm weird. Right. Alright, that one's a little better, because it's got more oomph to it. There's more going on. So, a little bit bigger. Alright. Let's make another one. Don't like Jello, it's pretty fair. A lot of people like ketchup but not tomatoes. I like tomatoes and I don't like ketchup. I actually really hate ketchup. But I love tomatoes, especially sliced nicely and sprinkle a little salt on top. It's really good. I hate applesauce, the smell, the taste, the look, everything. Apple juice is the bomb, okay? Don't like applesauce or cooked apple or any desserts with fruit. Oh, I'm sad for you. Desserts with fruit is awesome. But no, I get it. Yeah. Everybody's got their preferences, right? That's our individuality is what makes our world beautiful. 4, 5.
I was looking at the title. I was like, that's probably not something I'm going to be interested in.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, our individuality, our diversity is what makes our world beautiful. And I wish that more people would realize that. If we were all the same, the world would be boring.
Obviously I am. I'm the one that asked.
Go into the chain, please. Thank you.
Look at you guys needing a chemical fix to enjoy your time as I sip my cup of strong coffee.
Alright, I'm gonna do 2 single crochets in each chain this time, and maybe that'll get me more
What?
of the ruffle effect. I love this pattern because you can just change it to however you want. However the yarn needs it to be.
Okay.
It's not even just a pattern. It's if you do the one thing, which is twist the chains before you connect them.
Just picking on you and then pointing out,
you can do just about anything else.
I'm over here getting my own fix in whilst picking on you. I was pointing out the hypocrisy in my statement.
Okay, sorry. Apple juice and lunch every day. Train myself to chug it in the last minutes every time. Oh my goodness. I don't hate apple juice. It's just not one of the things that I'll go toward. I do like apple juice mixed with other things, especially if it's a adult beverage kind of thing. But I do like the sparkling grape juice apple juice mixture is pretty good. Weird, I have food rules. 1, I will eat fresh fruit or juice, but not cooked fruits. Exception is banana nut bread and blueberry muffins. Fair. Meat can't be on the bone, like no chicken legs for me. Okay. Don't like seeing how it's connected to the bone. I'm a biologist, so yeah, that doesn't bother me. 3 egg and cheese can't be together when it's hot. That's interesting.
You're interesting.
Thank you, dear.
Oh wait, I'm not talking to you.
Uh-huh.
Love you.
I love you too, dear. I don't like melted cheese on my eggs. Okay. So, no omelets for you. You don't like omelets? Oh. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Scrambled eggs kind of guy. Okay. I actually... I used to be 100% always scrambled eggs, but I also, like, lately I've been getting, so we have a cafeteria at work. There we go. No, sorry, that's okay. Thanks for the chaoticals of Chester. Yeah, that's my husband. We have a cafeteria at work, and every morning I'll go downstairs and get breakfast. And I usually, right now anyway, I have a regular. It's kind of awesome because I'll go down, and the fella at the grill is pretty cool dude. We have a nice conversation, but it's always, you want your usual times 2? It's like, yep. So I'll get 2 over medium eggs, bacon, and toast. So kind of awesome. Did you unfollow me and follow me again?
No,
Were you not following me?
I was following you, but this has happened with a couple of channels that I follow. Where I wasn't.
Okay.
And I literally just noticed that the heart wasn't there, and I was like, wait a second.
Where I tell the guy he owes me money. Yeah. Okay, dear.
What?
He owes you money?
Oh.
You are my husband, dear.
I actually forgot that I typed that. I thought you were still commenting on me refollowing you.
No. But thank you for the refollow.
Don't.
That's weird.
You're weird. Hey,
Don't
Shatsa.
like my eggs running. Okay.
Not Shatsa, shit ass.
Has to be over hard
Wow.
fried egg. Gotcha. No problem. I did actually, and it was
Oh, no,
really
that-
good.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Texture is the biggest part of food for me. Sure.
I got shit ass mixed up and read shots.
Can't stand the texture. All right. All right.
I want to ask out a girl what type of phones do I use. Serious time. That's a cute kitten.
Yeah, it was essentially like a breakfast sandwich.
I've seen a few of those.
It was really good.
What?
Alright, for this one, I'm just gonna double increase in all of the stitches to make it more ruffled look. I think this yarn lends itself better to a ruffled kind of fidget, so.
Yeah, dude. Oh, okay, it's just not showing us.
Oh wow, it's already 11:20. So probably after I finish this one, we'll go ahead and do the murder mystery. Yes, I know you like the murder mystery. I'm really glad that I started that. That was fun yesterday, so today should be pretty fun too. And if I have to read it twice, that is totally fine. Actually, I thought it was better reading it twice last night with that second one. I think that helped a lot. So, hardest one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's Jax? I haven't seen Jax pop on today. Or Quiet. They both were very interested in the murder mystery stuff yesterday. But yeah, we'll do one of the sleuth level ones. There's 4 levels of difficulty in the book. There's beginner, oh, what was it? Beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then sleuth. So we'll do the first sleuth one. I'll go ahead and mark it.
I can't see this, but I have a feeling I know
got
exactly how this is
ready.
going down.
Yes,
I said a minute ago we couldn't see it. That's not what I meant, but I can.
Good. Stay hydrated. It's important.
Oh, why would you do this? Because you're arguing over a pointless thing. That's why. Is it a trick, or is it just from the screen tearing? Like, the
Oh,
actual just
goodness.
tearing from the source that they played it on to record it?
That stressful of a day, huh?
A few moments later. Yeah. I can't believe it's been that long. I that's crazy for me. Aww. You're so sweet. Thank you. I am very glad that I started doing this. It's been something that I look forward to, and I love that. I love the community. Everyone, I mean, everyone is so amazing. I love how much creators help each other on Twitch. I think it's fantastic. No one, I mean, there's not outright, just rip each other to shreds competition. And I think that is amazing. Like, if you see something on somebody's channel and you're like, hey, how did you do that? Like, how did you get that to work? They're so willing to help you. They're like, oh, I got it from this place and I did it this way. This is how you get it to do this. And I love how willing people are to help each other out on Twitch. I think that's just fantastic. Just some good camaraderie. It's great. But I love the community, making wonderful friends. And you are too sweet, Tay. Speaking of, how are the Phillies? Are they doing okay, or?
You can, I can't.
have that Keanu Reeves moment, but instead you are amazing.
Oh, that, yes.
Five to 2, but now they're playing awful again and losing 6-5. Okay. Last inning right now. Oh gosh, nail biter, huh? Can't throw a strike. Maybe they're tired. Did I ever tell you, Tay, I used to play softball? I was a catcher. Bases loaded, hitting mini batters. Oh no. Yeah, okay. I thought I told you about that. Long time ago. But I wish that I had never stopped playing. I did enjoy it. But c'est la vie. Somebody's honking their horn outside. At 11:30 p.m. People. Right, yeah. So you got it all figured out on how to play in the spring? You were saying something this last season that when it was your last game that you might not get to play next year. Did y'all get that figured out? Ah. Darn it.
I see windmills and I just think, bad people.
Had to look, now I'm going to sleep. Oh, you're going to miss out on the murder mystery. We are just about to do it now that I'm finishing up this last fidget. Because it's time for me to end stream anyway. But no. If you need to go to bed, you go to bed. But we are implementing now a murder mystery at the end of streams. And this one is supposed to be the hardest level, so maybe, hopefully, we'll be able to figure it out. Alright, yeah, this yarn definitely does better when it looks better when it's got the ruffle, I think. See the difference? Like, this was single crochet around the chain, and then increase and 1 in the second row, and then increase all the way around in the third row. This one was single crochet around the chain, and then increase row, and then this one was increase, and I think this one looks better. So anyways, all right, well, anyways, Whiskey, I hope you have a good night. I'm sorry you're probably already gone. I'm sorry. That's just for regular season. Mom still hasn't decided if she will coach yet. Ah, okay. You'll still have high school softball. Nice. Right? Isn't that neat? I do love how that a little change will do that, and how that it's different if you do a half a turn of the chains to get this double helixical kind of thing going on around the chain, as compared to doing just like a full turn of the chain, how it'll give you just the one. So I think that's really cool too. But okay, also be right back, Phillies. Okay. We're about to start the murder though. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put these all in. So I have got a lot of fidget here. I'll just show you a lot of fidgets. Ah, sorry, that was probably an obnoxious sound. Since I hit my mic. I have a few fidgets. Varying colors. They look like scrunchies, honestly. They really do. But yeah. I have a few in a variety of colors, so there'll be plenty for people to pick from. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's a lot of fidgets. But, good stock up. Well, they lost. Well, you kind of half sort of wanted them to, didn't you? I'm sorry. Alright. Let's do the sleuth. This one is called Country Club Killer. Let me turn down the music so that it won't be too distracting from the story. Let's do that. Okay, ready? Country Club Killer. Don Walsh sat at the country club's bar. He left his left hand under his left thigh, his right arm on the bar, fingers drumming nervously. Every few seconds he checked his watch and sighed. "What are we doing here, anyway?" he asked. Detective Julie Hale turned her attention away from the other two people in the room. "Sherry Stevens was found dead at your club's driving range," she said matter-of-factly. All of you people had a relationship with her in one way or another. So you think one of us killed her? May DeWitt asked. Her right hand shook as she poured an imported beer into a glass. It's possible. You were all here at the club around the time she died. So were a lot of other people, Chuck Pickett said. This place is always packed on Fridays. Everyone comes in for the weekly fish fry. It's a madhouse every single time. Yes, Hale said, but none of them were connected with Miss Stevens the way you three were. You, for example, dated her for several months before she broke up with you. I'm told it was a very public and embarrassing breakup. Pickett smiled, plucked a peanut from a bowl, and with his right thumb flicked it into the air and caught it in his mouth. Sherry was a notorious flirt, Pickett said. She enjoyed stringing guys along, then dumping them for fun. If you think that's a motive for murder, then a lot of guys had one, including Don here. That's exactly why he's here, Mr. Pickett. In fact, Miss Stevens started seeing him right after she broke up with you. Isn't that true, Mr. Walsh? Walsh shrugged and glanced nervously at his watch. So what? Look, I have to get home soon or my wife will kill me. What did your wife think of your relationship with Miss Stevens? My wife knew Sherry and I were just friends. Hale turned to May DeWitt. I understand you lost the Ladies' Cub Championship to Miss Stevens. Yes, but only because she cheated by moving her ball in the rough to get a better lie. I just could never prove it. You won the championship 4 years in a row. I'll bet losing that trophy to a cheater infuriated you, Walsh said. Not enough to kill, DeWitt scoffed. I would have played her next year with witnesses around to keep her honest. This is ridiculous, Pickett said. Sherry was nice, but that's no reason for any of us. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. This is ridiculous, Pickett said. Sherry wasn't nice, but that's no reason for any of us to kill her. Mr. Pickett, Sherry Stevens humiliated you in front of many other club members. Hale turned to Don Walsh. She was dating a married man who may have been afraid his wife would find out, and she cheated Miss DeWitt out of a prestigious trophy. I've known people who have killed for less. Sergeant Tom Catlin entered and signaled to Hale. What have you got? The medical examiner says Miss Stevens was struck from behind while she was on the driving range, Catlin said. Someone took the 5-iron from her bag and smashed her in the left temple with it. Death was almost instantaneous. Doesn't look like there were any signs of a struggle. Now we're checking the club for prints. Killed with her own club, huh? Hale sighed. Fitting, I guess. And I'll bet I can tell you whose fingerprints you'll find. All right. Who was the killer? That was a lot. Let's see. So, we had clues with, I know, right? We had some clues with the positioning and things with people's hands. So we had Don Walsh, his left hand under his left thigh and his right arm on the bar, fingers drumming nervously. Then we had May DeWitt. Her right hand shook as she poured an imported beer into a glass. Then we had Pickett, who was the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, plucked a peanut from a bowl and with his right thumb flicked it into the air and caught it in his mouth. Let's see. If I need to read it again, let me know. I don't mind. We had the ex-boyfriend who was embarrassingly let go of in the relationship, the breakup, Miss DeWitt, who lost the club championship, and then Walsh, who was dating her but was also married. So that's a great guy. The medical examiner says Miss Stevens was struck from behind while she was on the driving range. Someone took a 5-iron from her bag and smashed her in her left temple with it. So, struck from behind, it went this way. I'm kind of thinking it was Walsh. He seems like really ready to get out of the ready to leave the place. He's like, if I don't leave soon, my wife's gonna kill me. What do you guys think? Do you think it's the ex-boyfriend? The jealous competition for the ladies' club championship? Or the married man?
Does already have a devil fruit? Can they have more than one?
What do you guys think? I'd say the first guy was left-handed on the thigh. She was hitting the left temple, so maybe he was left-handed. The other two seemed right-handed. Not super familiar with golf. Would that suggest a left-handed swing? I'm not super familiar with golf either. So I'm trying to think. Because I'm right-handed, and I have golfed. I mean, I used to work at a golf complex. So I would, with an iron, I would swing like this, which would go from right to left. So it would have been this way. So yeah, I'm guessing left. And yeah, I think it's the first guy. I think it's the married guy, Don Walsh. That's my guess. Or the girl, because her hand was shaking, so she was pretending to be right-handed. Oh! Would be left-handed swing if it's from behind. Yeah. That is an intriguing thought. Since her hand was shaking, it's a good catch. All right, so final guesses. I'm thinking it was the married man. What does everybody else think? Like, who would you convict? Before I go and read the answer. Because I have no idea. I won't until I read the answer. But yeah, I think it was the married man. By the way, this one was by Richard Cicciarelli. Cicciarelli. That's a neat name. Gonna go with the girl because it's a good reason. Okay. Kind of torn between the girl and the guy. The girl lost the tournament, and then there was the ex-boyfriend guy and the married guy. So you're on the girl then, but yeah. Okay, so both of you guys think it was the girl. Are y'all ready to find out? Even more ammo? But if it's the guy, I would like to say I did say it was him. Alright, let's see. As the medical examiner described, Sherry Stevens had been hit from behind in the left temple, indicating that the killer was left-handed. Since Mae DeWitt poured with her right hand and Chuck Pickett flicked peanuts with his right hand, it was clear that neither of them were left-handed. But Don Walsh wore the wristwatch he checked frequently on his right wrist, which is a practice common to left people. I didn't even catch that about him checking the time. And his right arm was the one on the... Yeah, okay. So it was the married guy. It was the married guy. I didn't even think about the watch. Like, that didn't even dawn on me. I figured he was hiding his left hand because he may have heard it when he did the murder. That's what I was thinking. That wasn't so bad. That was really good. Okay. All right, put a check mark on this corner so that I know we've done it. That was pretty cool. That was pretty good. I mean, sad a woman died, but yeah. You liked that one? Good. Okay. All right. Let's turn the music back up. It's too quiet. I mean, I absolutely could have seen it being the woman. Uh, I, yeah. If she suspected her of cheating and could never prove it, yeah. I think Jax would have liked it too. I agree. We'll definitely have to do. Yeah, we'll definitely keep doing those. That's fun. It's something really fun to do for sure. Added little extra thing at the end of the day. Something to make you think. Sorry.
Onto the ship undetected.
My hands are kind of rough from the weird yarn. So, oh, that smells good. It smells like lavender. I didn't realize that was the one I had over here. Anyways, this has been a great night. I know we didn't make anything terribly interesting. Just the fidgets, but this was a lot of fun. We had some really fantastic conversation, really got to talking about some really awesome things, a lot of nostalgia. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Let me see, we're gonna raid somebody. I'm gonna go ahead and change over to end of stream. Lots of fun chatting with Caffeinated Maze Talk Show. Thank you very much. Alright, let's go. Let's see, who am I following that is currently doing something? Oh, Little Comet! She's from Australia. I love Little Comet. She's great. So, we're gonna raid... let's see. /raid. Is it the? She is pretty awesome. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. You guys are great. Happy Friday. And of course, may your yarn never tangle. Bye.